Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patreon D&D, where platinum-level patrons and I get together to play Dungeons & Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These sessions are entirely supported by patrons of patreon.com/roguewatson. Patrons also get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables and these Patreon D&D games. These games are not live-streamed, but are recorded for your viewing pleasure. You can watch more D&D sessions, reviews, and crafting streams on my channel, read recaps at roguewatson.com, and listen to all of these shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. You can join our official Discord server with invite link in the description below. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Jimmy McClure. Welcome to Chapter 5, Episode 1 of our Empire of the Ghouls campaign, designed by Richard Green and published by Kobold Press. This session I am joined by patrons Amit playing Snips, the catfolk swashbuckler rogue / fighter.
Hello.
Brandon playing Bahn, the Kobold Bard College of Whispers.
Hey there.
CT playing Rye, the Shadow Fae Black Powder Sorcerer.
Hello.
Dory playing Io, the gearforged Circle of the Moon Druid.
Hello.
And Stan playing Alaric, the dhampir Death Domain Cleric / Bard.
Greetings.
Previously on Empire of the Ghouls. The party was bolstered by a new warrior from the Southland, Zabieri, as they battled a vampiric owl harpy who guarded the sole entrance into the king's lair. The monstrous harpy summoned insects, conjured darkness, and incapacitated with her alluring song, but was no match for the quick flurries of Rakish nor the radiant blasts from Alaric's holy artifact. Beneath her nest, the party discovered the Ghoul King's lair, a collection of wrecked treasures and spilled coins that reflected his rage at still being trapped within the mausoleum. The party leapt down to confront the Ghoul King, who conjured an air elemental, summoned more undead servants, and struck out with lightning blasts and thunderous explosions. Rai conjured his magic hound, but a fear spell kept it and Rakish at bay. Zabieri was stymied by the difficult terrain, forcing the party to deal with the king's summons. Bahn was knocked out by the elemental, but revived with Alaric's healing magic. Rai kept pressure on the king with some nasty fireball spells, and once Zabieri finally reached him, she unleashed devastating combos with her glaive. The Ghoul King exploded in a blast of sand and death, and Alaric destroyed the urn that kept him partially trapped. The ghostly brothers Masudi and Makani appeared and thanked the party, no longer tormented by the king's influence. The party returned to Farah to report their success, and she rewarded them with a magic book that can disguise them as Darakul in the Underworld. She also introduced them to another ally, Amos, a powerful wizard and friend to Krakova. He offered to teleport the party directly into the Underworld. From there, he suggests seeking out Nerazane, a deposed ghoul lord known as the Last King, who seeks vengeance against the Imperium for his ousting. He could be an unlikely ally in a region that will have precious few. So you all are still currently located in the town of Sual. We did do some shopping before the session. If we needed to do any shopping during the session, you can. I'm currently going to say that anything from the player's handbook can be purchased by cost. And I'll even allow you all to purchase some potions. Potions of healing. 50 gold each up to 10. Potions of greater healing worth 150 gold each, up to 6 available, and then up to 2 of any other potion up to rare quality. Commons are 50, uncommon 150, and rares are 500 gold pieces. Other thing I will offer is Sual does have +1 ammunition, also a little pricey. Costs 25 gold each, or you can get 5 for 100 gold. I believe you guys already purchased a bunch of gems for various spells. Also, you leveled up to 10. If anybody has any crazy things of level 10 that you need to share with your DM, I know Io has elemental forms now, which is pretty crazy. But please let me know if there's something that's going to blindside me.
So I'm going to buy a ornate stone and metal lockbox for 400 gold pieces that I've had to use some party funds for to work with Alaric. We had done this a little bit in the Discord conversation, but to roleplay it, I guess. Bahn's been spending time with Alaric and Io to learn more about gearforged and constructs. And after spending the time, has figured out how to use a spell called Summon Construct that he's going to name AI for Alaric and Io.
Oh wow, that actually, that's fucking brilliant.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, for Alaric and Io. And the other thing that he's learned how to cast is Bigby's hand. So there's going to be a large ass hand flying around.
Fist bumps. I also want to give everybody who played in Chapter 4, which I believe is all of you, inspiration. And then anybody else who was in... Basically, everybody who participated in Chapter 4 gets inspiration for
Thank you.
completing the chapter.
Thank you. For Alaric, swapped his 100 GP Onyx gem for a Sunburst pendant because Alaric has been suffering some frustration. He spent his time in devotions to Wotan asking for some assistance in dealing with areas of difficulty. So Alaric has picked up a few area of effect spells instead of just doing the solo stuff. So he has picked up some control and area of effect damaging spells.
Okay. I'm terrified.
I also have the ability to revive fallen party members, but that would also require me carrying 300 gold worth of diamonds as well. So I don't know if Alaric was able to gather that.
Not yet. Have not.
Okay, so if the party would be okay with that, using some funds, maybe in Sual I can get a diamond to carry in our bag of holding in case of emergency. Break glass.
Yeah. Yes, you can definitely find jurors, and they will exchange at cost is probably fine.
Okay.
Especially because now you all can kind of throw your weight around and become somewhat local celebrities, although most of your dealings were not in the city itself, but anything that happens in the Grand Necropolis would certainly word would get around very quickly.
Okay.
Did you want one or two? Or are you planning on getting one or two diamonds?
How often are you planning on dying?
Yeah, I mean, how many do you guys want me to carry? Do you want Alaric to carry one and Io to carry one?
In a perfect world, that would be ideal.
That if we do two,
What does that put us at?
120. We would have 12 platinum pieces. We could get rid of all the basically. We've got 72 platinum pieces. If we did 2 diamonds at 300 each, we'd have 12 platinum pieces left.
I can chip in some of my money too, because I don't really use it.
Well, I think that's a party thing.
Okay.
For sure, because I mean, we don't know who's going to go down in that situation. So we'll just say 2, and then be done with that part of it.
It's like we don't know who's gonna go down. Who knows?
I mean,
The reality is we
Take a
definitely
guess.
know who's going down.
Any one of us could meet our fate just by stepping on a rusty nail.
Hey,
Any one of us.
any one of you.
Yeah.
And in line with that, Io has spent some of her time. Well, Io discovered a very interesting trinket box while she was lost down in the caves. That you guys may see very quickly what the trinkets inside the box allow her to do. But I did also learn a new small cantrip that will help the party in case of things like being poisoned or diseased. I can help with that as well, even just temporarily. Maybe can't cure it, but I can ease your woes with that.
Okay.
So Rye,
good.
I was gonna say, Rye picked up a new spell that I actually have a question about. So it's called Torrent of Fire.
Of course it is.
And the casting
Said
time
everything.
is the question that I have, because casting time is 1 round. So does that mean that I announce that I'm starting it, and then at the next of my turn is when it goes off?
I guess so. I've honestly never seen 1 round casting time. Yeah.
Because it's a 60-foot cone of flames, as one does.
Yep.
But I was curious because, like, it's 1 round and they could just move.
Yes.
If they know about it. So the question is, like, but also the duration is instantaneous. So, like, it sounds like I announce it, then
Then you could aim it when it's actually going off.
yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what I would say.
Yeah.
The big question is, can it break your constant? Well, I don't. That's confusing. I don't know. Has 5e had anything like that? 1 round of casting time. That's bizarre. I almost think I know whenever Ray had that laser arm for Rhyme, it kind of operated in a similar way where it's like you have to announce it, but it wouldn't go off until the end of the round, basically, because he had to like charge it like a beam cannon. We could treat
Which
this.
he always ended up going last on, which actually was super hilarious.
Yeah, it ended up working out pretty well because he's like, I'm going to charge my cannon. I was like, oh, and it immediately goes off, you bastard. Yeah.
Is that how you want to treat this one? I don't know.
We could. I guess I don't know what the down or it takes if it's 1 round, then maybe it's your next turn you cast it, I guess is the idea. So maybe the penalty it's a good spell. The penalty is it takes 2 turns. Or would it still take? I don't know. I'd have to look that up. That's you threw me for a loop on that one.
Sorry,
there's no precedence for this. Yeah.
And then the other one is Rye's been really practicing, trying to like really hone, and picked up Empowered Spell, so he'll be able to reroll up to 5 of the damage dice. But use the new rolls. But
all fire elementals against the party now. You fucking wasted me last time, I remember, with all these fireballs.
Let's go north.
Yeah, back to the cold. You already did the cold region. Snips, what do you get?
I don't think I got anything, to be honest with you.
So I realize
you're
a rogue fighter, right?
Yeah. I took an 8th level in rogue. Yeah.
Okay.
I took the ASI for my level 8.
What did you improve?
I improved I maxed out my dex. I'm at 20 dex.
Nice.
He's also got an 18 con.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's twice mine. That's fine.
You're 2 bonds. You're worth 2 bonds.
Did you just say Snips is 2 bonds in a trench coat?
2 bonds in a trench coat. Did anybody want to purchase any potions? I did give you the option.
Yeah. I will purchase a greater healing potion from my own. Just take it out of my own funds.
I was going to say, I'm out of money, and I've used a significant amount of party funds. And Bond's used to other people using their healing potions on him at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's
he'll get those potions at some point. He never has to actually purchase them. When he's dying on the ground, that's when he gets them.
I'll take one regular healing.
But just those potions.
How does your credit system work? Can
Get
I,
out.
can I make installment payments? I'm old. I'm on a fixed income.
These merchants are very savvy to adventurers because they know they're never going to see the adventurers again. At least alive. When you are ready to leave, Amos and Farah take you back to the garden through which most of you arrived here in the city of Sewall. And Amos says, "The Imperium has powerful arcanists. The closest I can get you to the Empire's territory without notice is a place called the Pillars of the Underworld, a crossroads between the Imperium and the Kobold city of Lillithor." He hands one of you a stone etched with a red rune. Says, "Take this. It is connected to my summer home in Zobek. It will temporarily open a portal when you break it. That's a one-way ticket, so be sure you've completed your mission and are ready to leave." Farah says, Thank you again for your assistance. We hope this settles our debt. Good luck in the Underworld. Any blow dealt to the Imperium is a win for the rest of us." And the wizard grins and says, "Yes. Be wary of your actions and keep your heads down. You'll be in their world. But should you kill a few Darakul down there, the world will appreciate it." He turns to the middle of the garden and holds his arcane focus aloft, a silvery ankh. He speaks a few words and a red, opaque portal shimmers into view. He says, "Oh, and please, for Zobek's sake, ensure you are not followed by an army of ghouls when you return." You all step through the portal and are immediately assaulted by the deafening sound of crashing water echoing through an immense dark cavern. Large bone-white stalactites connect the floor and ceiling as if supporting the very earth itself. A reddish-brown river churns rapidly around the stalactites, forming a large pool of heaving, foaming water. You find yourself standing in the middle of this chamber, standing on an eroded walkway built into the side of one of these massive stalactites, high above the crashing water below. Cave is completely devoid of light. I know at least Io has no dark vision whatsoever. I don't remember if the rest of you all do or what the light situation is. But it'd be dark in the Underworld, in case you were wondering about that.
If we use the book, we can fix that problem.
I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Those of you with dark vision can tell that you are on the edge of... It feels like you're on kind of a cliff, a precarious cliff with this walkway. Picture these giant stalactites, and you're like on a winding staircase that's like been etched into the sides of these going around, and you feel like you're... Those of you with dark vision, you can tell you're probably about 40 feet above, and below is just kind of both a river and a pool of just like rapids going underneath, like swimming through all these different stalactites. And you can see the path does eventually connect to a point that's acts as kind of a rim on the bottom level that is a normal tunnel, but it would take you a while to carefully trudge down.
Did anybody take? Is anybody attuned to the book?
Yeah, to remind you about the book, which this is an important object you guys got. Was basically your reward for completing the chapter. A new Akma's Book of the Hungering Dead. It does require attunement. And this one person spends 10 minutes basically using the book's magic to blanket the entire party in a certain enchantment. And this enchantment makes it so you all look like Darakul versions of yourselves. It literally just, it doesn't physically transform you. It's essentially a magical disguise. It makes you immune to the stench trait that Ghasts and Darkul give out, and it does provide dark vision out to a range of 60 feet if you don't already have dark vision.
I cannot attune to anything else.
I have one attunement slot open, but I've also got every single relic that we've ever acquired. I don't know if you want to if you want me to keep that trend, I'm okay with it. But if someone else wants a relic,
Do you have
I'm
to be a
willing to share
caster
this.
to attune to this thing?
pardon?
You do not.
Why don't you take it, Snips?
I mean, if no one else, I don't have anything that requires attunement, so
You don't have the
one
birch.
thing, but
I'm happy to take it.
Okay. And since you are actually from the city of Sual, you would probably recognize this particular artifact as being just a important magic item in the service of grave binders. And Anu Akma is the god of the dead. Both the dead and the undead as well.
I think that would be very appropriate, Snips, for you to carry this.
And whether
Does it
you
make sense to? Does it make sense to like spend the 10 minutes so we all have dark vision now? Are you
Yep.
guys cool with that?
yeah.
Can
We're-
you give
we're
me
on
a
the
description of where we're at again? Like, do you mind describing that one more time?
Yeah, you can immediately hear the sound of crashing water, so that you can hear it's like river rapids, right? Like that, like waterfall, basically, like super loud. You'd have to like shout to like talk to each other, even next to each other. There's these, you feel like you're in an immense chamber underground, so it's got that kind of stale air, but with that dank waterness. And there's these huge stalactites going from ceiling to floor. And you are on like a staircase that winds around these stalactites, and they appear to be like connected, and then like stairs go kind of all through them and winds their way. And
So it's not carved into the stalactite; it's on the outside, like bolted to the stalactite.
No, it is carved in. Sorry, yeah,
Carved
it's
into it,
yeah,
okay.
it's all seems to be like kind of natural steps.
And we're 40 feet up above the water on the stairwell.
Yes.
Okay.
And they go in different directions. These stairs all kind of go through this area. You can tell this does literally feel like a crossroads section. And then the one you can tell with your dark vision, the closest spot to walk to would still take you like probably at least an hour of very careful, like, you know, like picture hiking or something where it's like you're just, all right, this is the direction we need to go. It's not like you can get lost, but it's still going to take you some time.
But we don't feel like we're in a precarious spot necessarily. We're just in a.
Yeah, the steps look like they could be a little slippery and dangerous to traverse, one might say.
Damn it! I should have bought a potion of Featherfall. Yeah. I mean, make me a ghoul, Snips. What are you waiting on?
Cool.
I'm glad you asked him that because I can do that too, but mine's a little more permanent.
Yeah, I don't want to be a creepy ghoul.
This is just
That's what I
Halloween montage.
Yeah, dress
You've
up.
got to be careful how you ask for these things, Bahn.
The monkey paw girls.
Finger.
Make me a ghoul.
Yeah, I'll take the book, I'll open it, sit on the floor, and flip through it. Spending the 10 minutes I need.
Make me a foot taller. It's like this guy's self. Like, make me taller. Don't.
It does say it's a Darakul version of yourself, so it's literally just looks like you as if you became ghoulish. So
Okay.
It doesn't work miracles.
yeah, you guys can tell him he looks a little taller.
I knew I should have taken the book. I could have done it.
Yeah, and Snips, this is pretty interesting for you because I don't know how familiar your character is with magic personally, but you feel the magic flow through. You can feel this thing is so powerful that despite your lack of arcane training, you feel that power emanating from such an artifact. and immediately everybody, it's probably horrifying if you didn't know exactly what was going to happen, which this first time using it, you didn't quite know it, and it literally looks like everybody just starts just zombifying, like taking necrotic damage and just pieces of skin falling off and just absolute horror as they all appear to be ghouls, but not like horribly zombie ghouls, kind of like the prim and proper ghouls that you've seen, like this skin like stretches real taut and eyes are kind of glowing.
Right, I don't notice a difference. I don't think it worked on you.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are all looking like you have a ghoulish countenance,
Alaric is not pleased.
which lasts for 24 hours, or until Snips speaks the command word to end them. Which, I don't know, you can pick whatever command word you want when you attune to it, and I'll let that be you.
I've
I'll
had
get back to you
Darkle
on that.
fever. I've had Darkle fever. I do not like this.
Nobody look in the mirror. So yeah, if you guys want to navigate these steps, looks like it's probably going to take either athletics or acrobatics check to gingerly walk these steps. Again, just towards the nearest, like, safe, like, basically just getting to the bottom of this area. You're kind of in the highest, most pain in the ass point in this crossroads. Naturally.
Bahn and I are just skipping.
Bahn, you have a +6 to acrobatics.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh boy. All right, we've got feast or famine here.
Uh-oh.
Snips, did you have advantage or no? On acrobatics?
No.
Okay.
No.
Bahn and Rai are perfectly fine. Io, Snips, and Alaric. Snips, you stumble and just kind of like miss a few steps, but just kind of tumble forward a bit.
I'm surprised we don't have a marching order.
And you take 2 bludgeoning damage. Io and Alaric, you stumble and fall down into the raging waters.
Oh no. Bahn looks over the edge. Well, that sucks.
I always liked that. Both these characters have healed you in the past. You hit the water, and it is freezing cold and raging. And you both take 14 damage. 3 of which is cold, and 11 is bludgeoning. Yep. So now I'm going to give everybody 1 round to try to figure out what to do. You feel like the 2 of you in the water, you would have to make a... You'd have to do something, which I won't quite get to what that is, but to make it to shore yourself, or I will also hand it over to the 3 of you that are still walking down the steps. This is, by the way, covering about... you think it's about halfway. You've made it about halfway down the steps. You're trudging along. It's probably been about half an hour. Snip stumbles a little bit, and then Io and Alaric both just absolutely crash and fall completely off.
Is Io within? Did we fall down next to each other like I can reach out and touch her?
I'll probably allow it. All depending on what you want to do. You may have to make a check to try to grab her.
Bahn, what were you gonna say?
I'll let you guys do your thing, and then I'll jump
Okay.
in.
He's just peering over.
Right now, I'm just looking over the edge. Yeah.
Because I was gonna actually ask as we were falling if I could have cast a spell in reaction to that before we hit the water, but I don't know if there would have been enough time.
Is it have a casting time of a reaction?
Nope.
Mechanically stymied.
Damn it.
So you don't have anything that's a reaction?
I don't know how to sort. I can't sort by reaction, right? I just have to look at these and see if they're an
think so,
action or
yeah.
reaction.
You just have to know in your DM heart.
Bugger all, I don't. No, that's what I had in mind is definitely an action. I was gonna polymorph.
Also, I do have a cool map, but I can't quite show it to you for spoiler reasons, so most of it is going to be dark, and you guys are here.
But I don't see anything. Okay, so
Oh, I might need to turn the vision on. Hang on. You should be able to see. Do you see it now?
I don't see anything. I just see a ping.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I see you pinging here, but it's black.
Lighting is on.
So, Alaric, I got nothing.
Vision
I
is
was gonna
So
polymorph and grab you, but
Brian looks at Bond and says, "I have rope." Bond's still looking over the side. The water's rushing down is the thing. The description's already been like it's like rapids or whatever.
yeah, like we're being taken away from you guys, I think.
I can
It
get us
doesn't
out.
say it in the spell, but I think Bond reaches in.
So,
If you let me, let's see. I'm still black. Let me
So,
refresh.
yeah, what is going on?
I can get us out, but it's going to cost me.
it's in the middle of the screen. Is the ping working or no?
I can see the
we see a
ping.
ping, but it's all black.
What's going on?
Are we on the?
I'm wondering if I would have
bottom
had
there?
time to like reach down. You're close enough.
Well, they're 40 feet down now.
Yes, they
Oh,
have fallen.
before they fell, if I would have been able to kind of grab at
Yeah,
least
you were-
one-
I
You
think
were
they've already rolled the
slipping
damage
yourself.
and stuff.
Yeah, no, they've
So-
already fallen.
So Bond's gonna reach over and he's gonna like reach into his pocket and pull out an eggshell and a snakeskin glove, and he's gonna like slip the glove on. And I don't. Is that what it was? Was it an eggshell? Let me open back up my character sheet.
My door.
I refreshed to see if it was me that was causing the problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
an
forget what's
eggshell and a
going on.
snakeskin glove. So he slips the glove on and he crushes the eggshell. And Rye and Snips sees this mage hand come out of his hand, and he turns his hand like in the air and starts to move the hand in a downward motion. And so this mage hand like grows in size. And I'll cast
Big bees.
Bigby's hand. None of the. So I tried to split up the thing, so it's not just when. Okay, so that worked. Whatever you just did.
That worked? Okay. Don't move. I gave you all
Wait.
control of the token, so don't actually move it. But
Yeah,
I don't see anything. Still.
that worked for
Oh.
me.
Now I do.
There we go.
I switched
And-
you all in case you were moving around. Yeah.
It says I create a large hand of shimmering translucent force in a non-occupied space that you can see within range. The hand lasts for the spell's duration, and it moves at your command, mimicking the movements of your own hand. So now I'm going to play like claw machine. Yeah, like
claw
the-
machine.
claw machine, or like the final boss in
You
Smash
never win the
Brothers.
claw machine though.
Yeah.
It better
So
if Io
it's-
transformed into one of her shapes, dude. It's like just trying to grab the stuffed bear.
She'll have to be an octopus. Yeah.
It just slips out. Damn it.
And I'll do the movements where I make it go down, and then like I'll turn my hand, and like everybody watches it splash up under the water, and I'll keep moving my hand forward, and then like it comes up and it like pushes up underneath them to try to catch them, and like pushes them down the water, and then I'll try to lift it up, and then just move them off to the side if I can. I'm not trying to like move them back up to us or whatever the case may be. I just want to try to shift them off to the side with the force of Bigby's hand.
Okay. Yeah, I can make you use a 5th level spell with this. I'm more than pleased about that. I like it. And you can cast it at a range of 120 feet, so that's crazy.
And I can see now we doubled our dark vision.
We're still at 60.
It doesn't
double
actually double it. Yeah, it specifically says it gives you 60 dark if you don't
it's-
already
and
have.
if you already
dark
have it,
vision.
it's no advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I can just see just to the 40 feet, and then I can get them pushed off another 20 feet or whatever before they get too far downriver. I would think.
Okay, yeah, and I said you guys made it like halfway to other things, so you can actually with your dark vision, I think you can get them to the edge of the rim, which is where you guys are trying to all go anyway with the hand.
Okay.
And if you've got the hand, if you want to just, because the hand lasts
Bring it
for,
back up to me.
yeah, it lasts for a
And-
minute. So if you
Yeah.
just dump them off, chudge the hand back up, you guys can all jump on there and just hand. It's quite the hand job.
Yeah. If you'll let it happen, then Bahn will just like step onto the
I would like to be
palm.
fisted up the shaft.
that's step onto the palm and
Wow.
look over at Rye and Snips and say, "You want a lift?"
Showing
Sure, I'll
off.
take a ride.
Showing off.
And then he'll finish the rest of his hand movement, but like just gently place us down.
I and Alaric could be like, why the hell couldn't you do that for us before we fell 40 feet into the cold, raging water?
This is the only way to travel.
Yeah,
And then
pretty nice.
when it's done, he'll shake it away, and the hand just goes away.
As you make it to the edge, and then once the hand starts going away, you see a heavily cloaked diminutive figure shuffling along a little bit behind you, kind of going in your direction. And at first glance, the figure appears to be shrieking and fluttering, but you realize they're accompanied by several bats that are flying and crawling or just kind of hanging peacefully around their body and staff. And the figure is kind of like frozen as seeing this giant hand elevator come in and just drop off a bunch of ghouls on the ground. And then as the hand goes away, and she just kind of stands there and says, "Mean no harm, my lords, just passing through." You all can tell she sounds like a kobold.
Passing through to where?
Oh, I'm going to drop off one of the bats. Yes. Trick bat got too big. I need to go take it back. Get a new one.
Again.
The normal size
To
bat.
where?
She points ahead to one of the tunnels. You can tell she's got lots of bats around her. And then roll a perception check, Rye. It looks like she looks like a half dragon or something. At least what it looks like to you, because she's got these like, you think she's got like a cloak, and all of a sudden like the cloak kind of unfurls a few times into this like what looks like giant wings. But she's short like a kobold and holding a staff with a bunch of bats all around her. She seems intimidated by all of you.
A, thanks for the assist. B, you wanna
Bahn like looks at Alaric and then looks down at him as a ghoul, and then looks back at Alaric for a second, and then says, yeah. Do I recognize this as a straight up kobold, or
Now that you're kind of talking to her and conversing, she does look like a kobold who is definitely lives underground.
Okay.
And she is wearing a lot of robes and wielding a staff.
yeah? So, you come here often?
She looks more nervous. She's like, "Oh, please, my lords, just for the bats, you see."
So with the bats, do we have any kind of understand? Like, we're in a totally new scenario, right?
Yeah.
We don't understand what the bats are, what
Yes.
they mean. Okay. He'll say, right, the bats, because there are, and he's trying to lead her into the next word.
Yeah.
Can I roll like a persuasion check or something
Sure.
to see if... Oh no. A 3 gives me a 16.
3 gives me a 16. She calms down a little bit when you start talking bats. She goes, yes. Oh, yes. The Lord's interested in bats, yes.
Right, because there are bad food. Like, trying to see which one.
Wonderful creatures they are. Oh, yes. They hunt and they can get food and take care of vermin, and they even sometimes mix that wonderful special verdant guano, very special potent stuff.
For the fireballs, right? Yes. They're for sale.
Oh, the lords want the bats?
Yes.
Usually you don't like the bats.
I want to kill it. Sorry.
Io says in Bahn's head, "You're doing great. Keep it up."
He'll say, "Right, yes, we don't usually like them, but I'm feeling very nice today."
Oh. Well, how can Varja help you all then?
You mentioned that the bats are getting too large. What happens when they get too large?
Oh, well, yes, of course. The shriek bats. They get very big, very, very big. We must release them back into their homes. Too big for kobold tunnels and cities. But we take new hatchlings. And the bats, they live very well and eat very well. So this system works. Kobolds benefit and bats love it.
Right, and so all of these tunnels are the tunnels that you've created.
Oh, these tunnels are you new down here? New lords?
I recently made ghoul. Yes.
Oh, yes. I see. Yes, well, this is the underworld. This is the pillars of the underworld. No, most of these tunnels are made by the purple worms.
Right, the purple worms. Yes. I thought, the kobolds had something to do with it, but clearly it's now that you've mentioned it, I see the purple
It's
worms.
big worms. They're bad. They're pretty dangerous. Yeah. No, the bats are very nice, and Varja loves her bats.
Is there a special, call that you can use to calm a shrieking bat? If it were to say, swoop down and try to lift me up.
If a shriek bat has swooped down to lift you up, you are in bad shape. But you may be already in good shape because shriek bats, they shriek. Yes, explode ears. So loud. So by the time they pick you up, you're probably dead.
Yes, it makes complete sense, yes. And you were coming from...
Cannot get too many apprentices to help Varja on this quest. It is dangerous. Oh, Lilifor, of course. Most the kobolds from the city.
It's the Kobold City, Lilifor?
Yes.
And you're heading back to...
From Lilifor to Batcave. A Batman.
Is Robin there?
I'm vengeance.
I thought
they
thought
have
your
to
voice was
follow her
rather
to the
deep.
Batcave now. They just have to go to the Batcave now. I want to see Alfred.
She
go
she
ahead.
she walks up towards you, Io, and you look very confusing, I'm sure, as a gearforged Darakul. And she actually reaches up now that she's gotten more calm with all of you, and she reaches up and places a hand on you, and it kind of, you can tell it goes. I don't know if you would let her do this or do you step away.
I would let her do it.
Okay. When you do that, it goes, through the illusion a little bit, and she kind of starts for a second, but instead she just kind of peers at you and says, you have nature's soul, yes? And she, in her hand, she produces this little magic, and it becomes this little intertwining plant, and it kind of blossoms into a mushroom. And you sense that as druidcraft.
Oh, okay. I mean, how scary do I look? Do I still look a little bit like a Gearforged?
Yours is going to
Or
be
is
really
it-
confusing. I don't know if there's such thing as a Darakul Gearforged, so I don't know if the image is like trying to make it work, or if you're like a rod, like your pieces are falling apart, or how that works.
Okay.
But now she's kind of been. Well, actually, I can make her have the. I can let her do the check, I guess. It's an actual check she can make. But yeah, you can respond to that. But she seems interested in. She seems to kind of sense that you're a druid.
I will I don't know how this will work, but can I take one of the flowers off of like my flower crown that I always wear? If I take it off and I hand it to her, will it be a flower? Through the illusion?
Probably. Once it leaves you, especially.
Okay.
She peers through, and she does not make the check. Never mind, that's a DC 17. So yeah, she is still confused by this whole thing, because she's pretty sure Darkul aren't druids. She takes it and seems very pleased by this. And you see one or two of the bats even kind of come over and seem to kind of flitter around you. See? The bats, they know, they can sense. They can sense the kind souls in tune with the natural world, even down here.
May I have one of your bats?
Maybe if you answer me this. And she leans in close to you and says, you are a nature's soul trapped in this strange, cold body. Who did this to you?
Well, if that's not a loaded question, I don't know what is. It wasn't one event. That makes sense.
You could throw out the guy's name that we're looking for.
Which is? I don't remember.
I don't either. So
I think we're looking for information about Narrowsane. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Is
Is
it
that
gets filed
that
in
the
my
name?
head as Novocaine, so I know that's not it.
Novocaine. That's pretty close.
I think, and I will say that name. I think this is the person. Is this a name you know?
Her eyes kind of go wide a little bit. Yeah. She says, Arozane is a bit of a legend down here, I suppose. Old ghoul king or lord or some such during the great uprising that created the Imperium. Often associated with
bugs seem to have some kind of bug power, perhaps? I don't know. Didn't seem entirely druidy to me, but certainly interesting. But I don't know if he actually still exists or not. Some people claim he does, and others it's just an urban legend. There is a cult of Darrow, who still worship Narrowzane, though. Call themselves the Withered Hand. But, the little lord should know. If you haven't encountered Darrow before, they're completely insane. All of them. Violently insane.
But very tasty.
That's what they say.
Are they near Lilliford then? Are they in the Kobold areas?
No. Whoa, we would not let Darrow anywhere near Lilliford, no. No. The nearest Darrow to here, well, you probably want to check out the largest outpost, ghoul outpost, the Pit of All Flesh. That's, a popular destination for, ghoul and living alike.
You said the living go there too?
Yes, usually unwillingly, more than willingly, I suppose. But, they need flesh for the pit. You know how that is. Pit's always needing flesh.
Does she look like a kobold that he like from Zobek? Like, is there like a similarity, or she look totally different? Like
She looks very different. Yeah,
pale skin and stuff.
Yeah, she looks very different. She looks like she has never seen the surface.
Okay.
And you think she might feel the same of you if you hadn't have this magic that makes you look like Duracool, because you would obviously look like a different kind of kobold.
Okay. What do you know of the Imperium and how is this area known as the Underworld
Yep.
or Underdark?
Underworld.
How do you
Completely legally
feel
distinct from the Underdark.
Right.
I assure you.
that the other kobolds, such as yourself, feel about Bonebreaker and the Imperium?
She takes a moment. Says,
Oh, well, of course, Lilliford maintains good relations with the Imperium. There is a outpost that all kobolds must go through to enter or leave the city. So, that's great.
And that's guarded by the Imperium?
Oh, yes. Yes, our little lords, the Underworld is very organized and wonderfully run by the Imperium. All hail.
Is she
Imperium.
like looking around?
she's reading the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Now, currently, the last story that we were told was about the Imperium and the Bonebreaker had consolidated 100 years ago. Is there like another emperor of the ghouls that we know of?
There is another Emperor of the Ghouls. Flipping through my book. He has a really cool name. What the hell was his name? Maybe I can find it in Roll20 faster. Oh, it just says Emperor? Come on, Roll20. There we go. Emperor Nicephorus the Pale.
Nicephorus
Oh,
the Pale.
I will put that in there. Yep. is the current emperor of the Imperium.
Okay.
Yay! Oh, hell, Emperor Nigafor.
What if you could say the Imperium needed to improve one thing for the lives of kobolds?
Oh,
What-
yes.
What would you say that they could provide as far as
More
assistance?
bats.
More bats.
Yes,
But
need
we don't
more,
like bats.
We need more bats. Well, but we do. We love the kobolds. Love the bats.
Okay.
Yes.
Roll. You guys can roll a nature check with disadvantage since this is underworld shit.
Would I be at disadvantage too?
Yes, unless you can convince me you know anything about the underworld. I don't think any of you have ever been down here or have anything to do down here.
I'm a kobold.
Yeah, but I think you're a city kobold.
I am a city kobold.
Look at these
I
nature
rolled-
checks.
Perfect.
I rolled an
The
18.
druid rolls a nat 1.
Wow.
Snips and I.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So with the DC 18, you all maybe read in a book somewhere that shriek bats specifically get so big and powerful, and they are known to feed on the dead in addition to the living. And kobolds, what she's trying not to say too much about is that they can use the shriek bats to actually help, like, kill the undead with these bats. And
She raises guard dogs.
yes, basically.
And
Now that you've been talking to her a while, you see what was that cloak that you thought was her wings is one of these bats that's like draped around her, and every once in a while this like large head like comes up and like looks and like gives a yawn and then like sets its like head back down, just forms this giant cloak around her. And she's saying that that the one that she's returning has gotten, quote, too large and she needs to take that one back.
As it happens, the bat cave is actually on the way to the pit of all flesh outpost.
Do you need an escort?
Oh, surely the important little lords like yourself.
She keeps using this phrase, little lords.
lords.
Yeah.
Surely the little lords like yourselves have better things to do.
You would think.
Namings and administrations. You've got to get your travel papers in order, of course, which you should be able to do at the Pit of All Flesh outpost.
I intend to make some changes down here as one of the new lords. And I feel it's important to like see what the people really need. I want to get dirty.
It's in the politics of it all.
Bahn for emperor.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, if you increase our bat supply, you've got my vote. Not till we get votes, of course. It doesn't work like that.
Change that too.
The kobolds have zero representation down here.
You mentioned the checkpoint by your city. How many guards are there at the
Oh.
checkpoint at any time?
Not sure. Varja is no scout or spy. Enough to make me nervous, I suppose.
More or less than us.
Probably more, but it's not a big outpost. But yeah, Darakul, armored ghouls. The lords.
Are there often skirmishes down here between the factions? You said it's a tightly run ship, but there's got to be circumstances where one faction gets fed up with another.
Oh, this is a level of drama that Varja does not get involved with. Varja mostly just deals with the bats. Not sure about Imperium factions and politics. Most of the infighting tends to be religious in nature, I believe. The Imperium has several gods. And apparently they don't all see eye to eye.
You ever see any vampires down here?
Oh, sure. Lots. No, there's no sun down here, you see. They like it a lot. It's like ground zero for vampire. We're just lousy with them. They're everywhere. You can't swing a bat without hitting a vampire.
Bahn will say, "Well, I think we've." He'll kind of look up at the group and just say, "We've probably got to get going. It's been nice meeting. Well, it's been terrible. No, what's the greeting that they use down here?"
Oh, let's see. The greeting is get away from me, stupid kobold, or if that bat shits on my foot, I'll kill you. That's a popular one.
Oh my goodness!
Don't look at me. That's all the ones.
He'll say, well, for the Imperium, I'm Grimtooth Rotbone.
Oh, that's a solid name. You'll fit well down here. Yes.
As she turns and says,
Well, I'm going the same way, but I could let you go first, or I could go, I suppose.
as you all are talking, another figure emerges from the far side of the cave, on the other side of Varja. Another diminutive figure wearing raggedy robes, but it points a pale finger at Varja and screams, which, by the way, do any of you speak Undercommon?
I don't think so.
Darkle, but not Undercommon.
Oh, Rise
Ryan
raising
does.
his hand. You do? Okay.
Common, Draconic, Northern, and Southern tongue.
Rye, you hear this figure scream in Undercommon.
You! I have tracked your scent for hours! You are not worthy to treat with the minions of Kamazats!
And he lifts his hands up, and literally clawing out of the ground are 3 ghoulish creatures with hostile intent.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna have you guys roll for initiative, even though it looks like this character is completely focused on the Varja, the kobold, and she looks completely terrified and shocked.
Ah!
And I share the turn with the party.
Yeah, he doesn't like her.
This guy's up to no good.
That's up to no good.
You get a chance. Can you shift Z her token?
Sure, yeah. Got bats crawling over her.
Wow.
She looks very scared about this.
Ah!
I couldn't understand the picture for the longest time, but the
Oh.
thing just underneath her hood is a snout, and she's looking to the side, isn't it?
Yes.
And her eyeballs kind of
Yeah.
sticking through the. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a really cool picture.
Yeah. Her staff is like what she's holding just off the token thing.
And she's a
So-
monk style.
She's a druid, but she's wearing all of these cloaks, and then I had one of her cloaks is actually like this giant bat that's like draped around her, yeah. And she yells back and says,
I see. I told you that they're insane.
And you said the
This is the Darrow.
The person that did the casting, we can't see them.
Let's see what the thing says. Oops, that's right. I can't see shit still. Did we ever deal with? Or yeah, now you can see because you're a dark cool.
I should be able to, yeah.
Yeah, let me fix that. The rest of you, I think, can already see, right?
Well, I can see the map. So, now I can. Even more. Okay.
Yeah. So that's because you look like a dark cool right now. Everybody's got the 60-foot vision. What you can see is there should be a figure. Some of you might be able to see it better than others. It's a very tight tunnel that was in the far distance. Who was another kind of robed. This one definitely looked and sounded male. Had a bit of a white, droopy mustache and just the nasty robes. Seemed to just scream this weird phrase at Varja. And then summon a trio of ghoulish creatures, which are now look like they're about to run over and attack. If you want to give me you all want to give me a religion check, try to figure out what this dude's talking about. Oh, Snips with a +1. You've been doing a lot of reading about the Underworld. Maybe this Book of the Hungering Dead is actually also an encyclopedia.
Alaric's not that kind of cleric.
Yeah.
I'll do the formal
Yeah,
stuff.
minus one. The
It's
cleric.
more of practical application.
Yeah. Not so much the philosophy of it. Actually, pretty good religion checks all around. Snips, Io, and Bahn, you would recall Camazotz is the demon lord of bats and vampires, worshipped fairly commonly by many underworld denizens. So you can surmise this figure is yelling at the kobold for having bats.
And are we next to a river again?
That is the river that you guys just pulled yourselves out, or that two of you pulled yourselves out of. Or I guess you scooped everybody out of, but yes, this is the river right next to it that was...
Dropped us off at. Okay.
Yep. So you're still right there, basically, next. There's still crashing water, like all this shit. Alright, Io, you are the first to react to this.
Okay, so not wanting to do anything that's gonna blow our cover, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just I'm gonna step forward to try to protect, and then I'm going to just I'm just gonna thorn whip the one that is closest to try to damage it and hopefully have it not reach her.
Oh my gosh.
Nat 20. Woo!
First attack of the chapter is a nat 20 critical hit. Nice. 10. Alright, for 15 piercing damage, and you get to roll on the massive damage table because that was a crit.
Ooh, frightened. Can they be frightened?
Let's find out. Yes, they can.
Just spilled coffee all over my...
Is this the one that
God.
knocks... Uh-oh. Is this the one that pulls it closer to you?
You can opt to do that, but you don't have to.
Okay, gotcha. So you're just gonna
Yeah.
striking them? Okay.
Yep.
Bring it closer.
And frightened.
It does say if the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature.
Up to
It's
10 feet, so technically I assume you could choose 0.
Okay. It's interesting because a lot of times it would say can.
True.
I mean, I
Alright.
could. Is it frightened of me?
It is frightened of you, yeah, until the end of your next turn.
I mean, I guess I could pull it closer, and then that way it would have to expend energy to
Get away.
move away.
Remember, frightened
let's
isn't
do that.
fear. Frightened, they don't have to necessarily move away. They just have disadvantage while they see you.
Okay. Then we'll keep it there, because then that way, as long as I see it, it sees me. It'll have disadvantage if it tries to attack.
Right. I feel like I have to tap the sign with like, frightened does not equal fear. Fear is its own special thing.
All right.
Maybe
Was Barja heading this direction when she came up to us?
She's heading north, I think.
So she was going this direction already?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The weird dude is going to. He's just got a like raggedy like sling, and he's just got a pocket full, and just reaches up and puts something in the pocket and tries to strike at her. Which it's actually a disadvantage because a sling that's outside 30 feet, I think. 10, 15, 20, 30. Let's see. Yeah, he'll do a disadvantage. It's fine. Which is gonna hit her. Ah! And you can see that she has to make a save or be frightened from this attack. Which she's now frightened.
Oof.
Yeah. I'll do it again at disadvantage, but that one doesn't hit. Get closer! Starts trudging up a few. And yeah, she's like,
Marja apologizes, lords. Darrow, part of the Underworld, they're crazy.
Bunch of wild and crazy guys.
Darrow, did you say? They taste a little spicy. Alaric will come out, and haven't got to do this for a while, but going to do Reaper for Chill Touch. So I'll do it twice. Because they're next to each other.
mm-hmm.
19 and 17?
Both of those will hit.
Okay. Two. That's two nat ones. That is horrible.
Wow, yeah. 2d8.
The first one was the 19. He's got 7.
And remind me, you have a thing that bypasses necrotic resistance?
Yep.
Okay. You feel like you definitely need to channel that feature. Alright, they take a little bit of damage. So this one is... Now, this is interesting. It's frightened, so I believe it cannot move closer to you, which that's a big deal. Yeah, it can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So unfortunately, it is just going to have to stand there and just like kind of cower. So it will... I guess it'll try to avoid line of sight if it can. It'll just kind of back up here, but you can see the dude back here is just barking at it like, stop, stop. And it will take the dodge action. Effectively stopped that one from getting closer. Bahn.
Bahn says to Snips, I don't think he has anything negative to say to Snips just yet. He'll just say, don't disappoint me, Snips. and give you a bardic inspiration, and then he'll start to recite. Yea, though I walk through the paths of the dead that have come before me, I will not be scared, and my allies shall not be scared. We will defeat the Darrow in front of us, and I'll be casting Counter Charm, which gives friendly creatures within 30 feet of us advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
Okay.
And I don't think that ghoul is frightened anymore. I think it's until the end of their next turn.
Gotcha. Okay, just for the one turn, yeah.
And I'm going to consider Varja to be
an ally. Okay. Does that turn off, or is it just advantage on...
It doesn't turn it off from what I can tell.
Okay.
It just says that they've got to be able to hear me and that they gain advantage on the saving throw against it.
Okay.
Our little lords have lots of strange powers.
All right. All right. I am. Walk up that way. You can move through friendly squares, right?
Yes, it just takes difficult terrain basically to move through that square.
All right, I'll do that. That's fine. So 5.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
5. Barely. Man. Okay.
With inspiration also, Snips, just so you know, I've got something that says that when you deal damage, you can roll the magic inspiration, or you can roll the inspiration and add that to the hit points that are done.
Okay.
And it's a D10 now.
Wow. All right. Nice. That certainly helps.
Does that get double on that crit?
I mean, it's a dice that gets rolled.
Okay. Well, I can't really do anything except shoot this guy with a longbow, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, close.
Okay.
Close to the crit. Which one are we shooting?
This guy right here.
Close
This
one.
guy here.
Okay.
That is 6 piercing.
These do appear to be stronger than the garden variety ghouls. One might say they were gassed.
All right. Well, that sucks. That's me. It's my turn.
Alright, so this one will lope forward.
Do you have to be in melee for your sneak attack to go off?
I have to be within 5 feet for the rakish audacity to trigger. Or not move at all. That's the other thing.
This one will attempt to slash at you, Snips, with claws.
Jeez.
Ooh,
Okay.
I almost got a 20 on that one. For 14 slashing damage. And
Okay.
I need a con save to avoid being paralyzed. Everybody likes the ghoul claws.
What? Okay. Here's the con save.
Oh,
Nope.
oh.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use Uncanny Dodge to have the damage on that. So 7 damage.
But only gets one attack. Rye.
Well, since they're all up there and kind of clustered together,
Fireball.
right? Cast Fireball.
Rye is A hammer in need of a nail, and the hammer is made of fire.
Level 4.
Are you? I need to ask this. Are you aiming it at a point where you're trying to avoid your party members?
Yes. So 25 feet past, because it's 24 radius, so 25 feet past Snips to get at least a 3 that I can see, and I assume
How big of a
there's
radius?
another one up there. 20-foot radius.
25? Oh, 20.
20. All right, right like that, right?
So, and it gets everybody.
It gets
the
everybody.
other dude too?
Yep.
Then yes.
All right. For paralyzed Snips,
And-
you just feel like this warm and this giant explosion just unleashes just a hair from your hair.
And I'm going to empower that spell as well. I'm going to
Let's
reroll
fucking go.
1, 2. I'm going to reroll. I can reroll up to 5. So the 1, the 2 2s, and the 2 3s.
1,
Oh.
2,
So I
3.
will keep the 6, the 3, and the 6.
What about the 2 from above too? Because you cast it at a higher level. It looks like
Oh, yeah.
that also counts as one of your damage dice.
All right, so yeah, okay. So the
1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. This is the end of Clue. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
So I'm gonna reroll 3 2s on 1 and a 3.
Mhm.
The 3 2s is 6, 7, 10. I'm gonna reroll 10 points.
All right, what are we keeping?
20.
That's more important for me math wise. We're keeping 6 3s.
16.
2 6s and 2 3s.
Okay, so we're keeping 18 damage. No.
Yeah.
Keep it 18.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so 18
be
plus whatever you roll.
yeah.
Okay.
18 plus 12.
Is 30?
Uh,
Say it's an improvement, slight improvement.
Yes.
so net 2.
It's a net 2. All right, we need deck saves from Ev or from my people. So the dude in the back has a shockingly good deck save. Look at all
Whoa.
these nat 20s getting dropped. And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 with the ghasts. 1, 2, 3. So 30 damage. So top guy takes half of that. First ghoul takes first gas takes a full 30 and is ignited and engulfed in flames and dies. Second one takes 30 damage and looks like he is almost crispified. And then third one takes half that and looks quite singed.
Does this still come out of your gun, or is that just in my head?
That's a good question.
No, I mean I kind of like hurl it.
You control it? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like Peyton Manning.
Just hurl. You're just throwing grenades now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole area is just like scorched. All right, this one is barely limping now, but still up and appears to be completely under the control of this dude in the back. So despite it being like completely blackened and charred, just still like lopes forward, and poor paralyzed Snips is the dude in the front. So you are gonna have to get all of my wrath, and I have advantage, and if it hits, it's an auto crit. Because we all love getting
There's
paralyzed.
a new Bahn in town.
If I hit, we'll see. Since you're paralyzed, he's gonna try to bite you, because that actually is worse for you.
No, don't do that.
Doesn't
I,
I don't know.
oh, he has
Almost.
advantage, right?
Is it just advantage? Is that what it is?
Advantage with the paralyzed. Well, it's advantage, and if it hits, it's a crit.
Crit. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna roll the damage Let's see, how should I do this? I'm gonna click it first, and then I'm gonna roll another 2d8. For 21 piercing damage. Yeah, just literally, it's like zombie movie. Just gets on there and just wraps around and bites into you. And he's like burnt to a crisp. He's extra crispy gas. Varja, you can see the bat on her back start to get irritated and like,
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
and you can see it starting to get like angry. And what she does is kind of flutter her arms up, and you see a swarm of bats literally just like envelops. You didn't think there was this many even on her. Just immediately come out and fire off and go towards one of these creatures.
Fly, my pretty dog.
That's so cool.
Bats aren't too strong. We'll see what we can do here. Oh, the bats! The bats! Wow.
Nice.
Some supercharged bats. They just descend on this very crispy gas that it just ripped into Snips and just envelop it, and it's just like until it like shrivels to the ground.
See, bats.
She's still like, it turns to you, Bahn.
See, this is why we need more bats.
When I become emperor?
Io.
How bad is Snips looking next to me, paralyzed and getting attacked?
I'm good.
It probably looks scary,
I'm good. I'm
but
solid.
he's a beefy boy.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay. Well, son of a pumpkin. Okay. I think I'm going to shoot.
Oh, did she get to re-roll her frightened thing? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I should.
End of her turn.
Yeah.
At the end of her turn, she just loses it, doesn't she, or no?
Let's save.
Oh,
hers
yeah,
is
you're
the
right.
same.
Hers might. God,
Yeah.
another nat 20. Jesus. I have to remember how that one works. Let me see. That one might just be a single turn thing. Until this, yeah, it's just till the start of its next turn. So they actually get to make. They make the save the one time the attack happens.
Okay, this dude back here is going next, and he seems to be just heavily targeting her. So, you guys are gonna see Io. She kind of stands sideways. She was kind of watching Snips draw his longbow, and she's gonna pull back, and this illusory bow is going to appear in her hand, and she's going to send a shocking volley arrow at this guy in the back. And that's going to be... So, an arrow shaped lightning bolt shoots at him, and he needs to make a dex saving throw.
Like a Greek god all of a sudden. Lightning bow. Dex save.
And its dex save is 17.
All right, does fail.
Okay, so he takes 2d8.
And then incapacitated.
Oh, jeez.
So he takes 6 lightning damage, but is incapacitated until the end of its next turn.
Wow. So it knocks him out of a round. Can't take actions or reactions. That was good.
Yeah. And I am going to step forward. And actually go through and come over here, trying to kind of draw this guy's attention toward me and
Okay.
away from Snips.
Shooting him with the lightning arrow is a pretty good way of getting his attention too, I would say.
Yeah. But the ghoul as well. So I'm kind of
Okay.
like, in his face, trying to get him to turn towards me instead of the rest of the party.
Okay.
And that is the end of my turn.
So he can still move, but he can't do any action. So he's just like curses. Just seems to be in a rage. Just kind of stumbles back almost a little bit into the tunnel, some more, and still trying to like shake off these effects. And almost like he's not. You can tell there's something mentally wrong because he's just not even. He's like swatting at things that aren't there, and it's very strange behavior as he stumbles back. Still within sight, but seems confused. Alaric.
Take a step up next to Snips and see if we can hit him with the pointy end.
Yeah, I think so. It's like 18, 19s, and 20s.
So that's my normal damage.
Okay.
And now I also have a new toy to play with, where I have Blessed Strikes. I get to add another 1d8 to my melee hits. Another 7, so 17 points.
Wow. You feel like right when you stab it, it's about to like fall dead, and then it suddenly like jerks to life again, like zombie style. But you think it's almost dead. That one is dead. We go to Bahn.
I don't think there's anything that I need to do. I'm going to move forward just a little bit, keep my hands out, and I'm going to keep talking. I'll move up here, but I'm going to just keep doing the counter charm.
Okay. Let's see. Snips. How does this paralyzed thing work? You can repeat the save at the end of each turn. So you need to repeat a Constitution save to get out of the paralyze.
Yep. I can't really do anything else, so.
Yeah, it literally takes your turn, and then at the end. All right, so you do at least cure your paralyzation at the end of your turn.
Whew. All right.
Nice to have you back with us.
Back in business.
This gas was just stabbed by Alaric, so it will, instead of going after Io, it will turn to Alaric and try to claw at you. By the way, you know that the magic from the Book of the Hungering Dead makes you immune to the stench. You can still tell that it's trying to do that would be affecting you, but it's having that magic over you is preventing him to deal with the that poisonous fumes these creatures give off. Oh, Alaric, for once I cannot hit you with the paralyzing claws. Right.
Alright, he's going to step up and cast Luminous Bolt on the ghoul.
Okay, con save. Is a negative. D6.
Alright.
Sunlight. Nice.
Oh man, yeah. When that happens, you especially see, like, to all of you, it's really blinding because obviously your eyes are already adjusting. But Varge especially goes, ah! And 2 damage. That actually kills this guy.
But the lords use light. That's very odd.
Sorry.
On her turn, she's just calming that bat who's now kind of relaxing more on her. It's like,
It's okay. It's okay. There's no one's gonna hurt you. I'll get you all kinds of nice big grubs.
you can see the bats flying around, and she kind of holds her staff up. It's just,
It's all right. It's all right.
and then the bats actually fly back to her.
It's like, maybe I'll go away. See how powerful you all are. Yes.
Undershirt.
She steps back a little bit. Io.
Let's see. How far am I away from this guy? Okay, 30 feet. So he is still incapacitated until the end of his next turn, which is next. So, I'm gonna create some space here. I'm gonna go here so I can get a good view of him, and I'm just
Well,
gonna.
he should. I think he's not incapacitated anymore, right? Because he was last turn. So then it was the end of his turn. So he should be. He should be cured of that now.
Oh, he went right after me.
Yeah. That's why he didn't do anything
He's
last turn. He
second
just
turn.
kind of
That's
stumbled
right,
backwards. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so then maybe I'll just stay back here a little bit because I could still. I'm gonna send a thorn whip at him. I was still 30 feet if I was standing here, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna thorn whip him. And if I hit, I will bring him out into view of everybody. If I hit.
Okay. Ooh, the nat one though. Dice are coming around the other way. Wow, that's
Okay,
perfect damage too.
that's all I got.
He steps up and says, "No, no, no! You will all feel the wrath of Kamazats." And he once again raises his hands up, and you see ghouls clawing their way out of the ground. This guy can summon? Oh, yes, he can. Rye is the only one that's going to be happy about this. Yes, see? You see? You'll all die. Alaric, I think. Let me see if it rolled initiative for everybody. Yes. Alaric, suddenly a trio of Abhor casts have appeared. You hear Varja go, "Oh, crap!"
So many decisions.
While we're deciding that, why don't we actually go ahead and take a break right now, since I just realized we are past our break time. And we're at the start of a round, so why don't we take a break for about 10 minutes, and we shall return to this battle.
Okay.
Wasn't expecting more ghasts.
They never expect more cats. Coming back from our break. Yeah, I just had to let our dogs out our front door because our backyard is literally all fresh concrete.
Oh, concrete, yeah.
Yeah. Which they're so confused and stressed out from having to like, yes, we need to go out. Why are you? Wait, we're going on a walk. Oh shit! No, wait, you're taking us to the backyard. What's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. We're going back to our battle, and it is currently Alaric's turn. You've had a long time to think about it, Alaric.
Alaric's not happy that someone is attacking our newfound friend, guide, information booth.
Mm-hmm. Bat handler.
Bat handler, yes. We will not escape justice. Needs to make a DC. Everybody.
Everybody.
You should probably want to.
I can click it.
It's a 20-foot radius.
Chains erupt. Cover the ground in a 20-foot radius. Another point. Yeah. So we need a
DC 18 strength saving throw.
Chain. 20-foot duration chains from the ground in the area into a difficult terrain. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a strength save or be restrained by the chains.
I'm going to cast it behind the Darrow and to catch the ghouls, but not get Io.
Yeah, I don't know how big 20 feet radius is pretty big. 10, 15.
You move it over to the right just a little bit.
Something like that, I think.
Yeah, that's
All right.
back just a little bit if you can.
Yeah.
Yep, right there.
All right. Chains are up into the ground, and every time somebody starts, let's see, starts a turn there, or enter the spell area for the first time. Enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or so. Okay. So basically, whenever it's everybody's turn, they'll start making the save against the chains, or if anybody else enters the space also. Chain ground. All right, Bahn.
I'm gonna keep casting Counter Charm and give Io a Bardic Inspiration.
What is that again? D10?
D10 now.
Strength.
Oh,
Ooh. He gets restrained in the chains.
And he takes 2d8 radiant.
So spells use a bonus. You can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to tighten chains around one creature restrained by the chain. That's takes a bonus action on your turn.
Next turn. Okay, next turn.
Action. A creature restrained by the chains can use its action to make a dex saving throw. Okay.
On the next turn, yep.
So
one's locked down.
He's restrained, so the only thing he can do is try to make an action to dex save to wiggle out of it. So let's see.
Well, he failed his strength to get restrained. It'd be on his next turn, right?
Let's see. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or enters or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a strength save or be restrained by the chains until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the chains can use its action to make a dex saving throw. On a success, it wriggles free of the chains. It doesn't say it takes its action to get restrained, so I assume it can just use its action to try to unrestrain itself. That's interesting that it gives that effect. Usually it's just a save they have to make at the end of each turn, so maybe they get another chance to try to get out of it. But that is his action for the turn regardless. Also, they make a dex save as an action? It's also bizarre.
yeah.
Right? Usually you make a save in response to something. So he does wiggle out of the chains, but that was his action to do that. All these new Kobold Press spells are stymieing us. So it will lope forward, but it can't do anything because it used its action already. Then it's Snips' turn.
Alright, I am going to peg this guy back here.
The guy who summons the gas?
Yeah. Yeah, do that. And I will sacrifice my movement to activate the aim.
Steady aim, yeah.
So that is a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll tack on sneak attack. That's 21 damage.
Ouch. Ouch, that hurts. Ah!
That Bardic Inspiration only lasts 10 minutes.
I'll add it to this then. It's a D10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add it to the damage. 5. Okay. So 26.
All right. Guy takes a nice arrow right to the chest. Ah! Starts coughing up blood. We got more strength saves. And I guess possible dex saves. That one actually makes the strength save, though, I guess. Is it 18? Alaric?
Yep, it's an 18.
Okay.
18.
So in that case, he still has his action. So it will get out of this mess. As a target-rich environment, so it's just gonna...
It was difficult terrain, just to remind you.
Okay.
Speed.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He can make it just to there.
Okay.
And it will attempt to attack Alaric with its claws. 17 is a negative.
Block it with the shield.
Alright. And that one, strength save, is a fail, so it gets restrained. So as an action, it will use its dex save, which it fails, so it is still restrained and unable to do anything as we go to Rye.
Rye is going to cast Frenzied Bolt at the lead henchman. The guy summoning gas.
Is this the one that bounces?
Yeah, this is the one that bounces.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the bouncy one.
I still have disadvantage. I'm sorry. Is this a 19?
Yeah, 19 hits, if that, yeah.
And that was it's a 9.
Yes. And it
That's
was an odd, yeah, you always bounce this thing.
Alright. So now I see what the damage is. If I go to my bio, it's a d10. It's a 9. 9 is radiant.
Rye, you see as you deal the sun radiant damage, seems to do extra damage to this person. And really like screams in a high-pitched wail as blasts of light. And again, you also see Varja reacts as, ah!
Light! Why the Lord's using light? And it doesn't
They,
seem to hurt you.
I apologize to her for the second time. Alright, I cast it again.
Bounces?
It
Oh,
bounces?
the natty one. Look at that
I
damage,
won.
too. Jesus.
I don't think it bounces on a 1 because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Not that you want to use it, but you have an inspiration.
You roll an even number on your spell, like I said. Yeah.
Ooh, inspiration it is.
Yeah, you get a plus 10, like.
Yeah, I'll take our chances.
Although this guy is restrained, I just realized. Doesn't that have Yeah, attack rolls you have advantage
Okay.
against guys that are restrained. So if you're odd, you roll. It's like you roll a new attack, right? Requiring
Yeah,
a
but
new
it was
spell
even.
attack roll to hit.
Yeah, so it's even.
I'm just saying, I'd let you keep
Oh,
your inspiration
even.
because you'd have advantage on this guy anyway because it wouldn't have bounces because he was restrained. So 24 will hit him for 16 of something.
16. 5 and 5. Lightning.
Okay. Zap does pretty good lightning damage. Still like restrained by all these chains coming out of the ground. Just...
And that's my turn. And I'm gonna give myself 2 spell slots back that I expended by rolling extra.
Or just says,
I thought we were done with these. Damn it!
and she sends her
That.
bats forward.
Fly, my pretties! That one with the chains and the lightning!
And the swarm with advantage going after the one that's chained up. Yeah! Absolutely hit.
Go bats.
Go bats!
Starts handing you some pamphlets. Io.
How hurt is that leader look?
He's pretty heavily injured. he's taken a lot more damage than you thought he would, given his appearance. So he's definitely supernaturally powered in some way. But he is very wounded.
Okay. Then... But he is also restrained, right? So an attack would get advantage on him?
He actually hasn't had his turn yet, so on his turn he'll have to start dealing with the chains.
Gotcha, okay. Okay, then let's do... Well, you know what? I'm going to send another shocking volley at him.
Yeah.
Because the other one is within 20 feet. So he would also get affected by that. So each creature within 20 feet must also make a dex saving throw. So they both have to make a DC 17 dex saving throw.
Pretty hard to make dex saves when you're restrained, right?
I believe it is, yes.
You would think.
I believe it's disadvantage. I was going to make you roll a disadvantage on your attack, but this is not actually an attack. It is a saving throw, even though you are drawing back and releasing an imaginary bowstring. Alright. So, yeah, unfortunately the bats are also within 20 feet. Well, maybe. 5, let's see, 5, 10.
15 feet.
15. Yeah, they probably are, even though they're in the air. They're in the vicinity.
Once again, I will also apologize to Varga, just like I did.
Yeah.
So sorry.
I feel like we keep apologizing to this lady.
Oh no. Dex save, that was him, and then the gas definitely has disadvantage. With the restrain, which the disadvantage screwed him up there. What is the... Alright, you rolled the damage. Okay, 15.
So 15 lightning damage, and they are both incapacitated until the end of their next turn.
Actually kills that one. Alright, once again, yeah, stumbles. He's probably gonna get deal with the chains also. I guess I can do the bats.
Yeah, come on, bats. Be dexterous.
On bats.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're not too dexterous. 15 is bad. You see several bats like just Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, that ghoul number 3 right next to me would have also had to make that save, because he's within 20 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20. You're right. Do you have to make the save?
Each creature.
No. No.
That's not how the spell works.
Of course, I don't make the save.
I cannot target myself.
A little bit of friendly fire with this one, I think.
Dare you?
Oh. Well,
That would be
I guess
hilarious.
if that was the case, I would park it behind him.
All right,
Or
so
just take
avoiding the
5 feet
gas
step
next to
back.
you.
Or just step
Yeah.
back 5 feet.
If you want to avoid the bats too, you could have shot it a lot further back and just deal with
Yeah,
these two.
yeah.
So I'll allow that.
Yeah, let's do that.
That
Yeah,
feels
let's
a
do
little too mean for Io to harm the bats.
Anti-IO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy in the chains dies from the lightning blast also. All right, so that dude's incapacitated. Incapacitated weirdly doesn't do anything to their save, so I guess he still does a normal strength save, although mechanically it doesn't seem like he would be able to avoid the restrain, which he doesn't. So he is restrained, can't do anything about it. Chains coming up, just literally frothing at the mouth, and then it is Alaric's turn.
I will take my bonus action to scrunch.
Nice.
It's 2d8
Mm-hmm.
radiant.
Radiant damage? Alright, that radiant light flashes in, doing twice as much damage. You see his eyes suddenly go wide. He's got these just milky white, like, just creepy zombie eyes. And all of a sudden he just opens his mouth and lets out this large scream. And he just tries to put his hands up, but can't because he's restrained. And then just dies. But he doesn't fall over because he's still restrained. As he dies, you see the guests suddenly just fall down to the ground, and their bodies just sink below the earth.
And Alaric looks down at the gas that goes in the ground, disappointed. I had plans for you.
Oh, oh, thank you, lords. Thank you so much.
Grimtooth Rotbone has decided he'd like to hire you.
Oh,
If I give you 5 gold pieces, would you accompany us?
oh, well, I don't, where are you going?
To make the underworld a better place for kobolds.
But like physically, where are you going?
And
we
bats.
don't know yet.
We're going on an adventure.
Tell you when we get there.
Yeah. She did you guys had asked about Narrowzane and asked about she had responded about there's this Darrow cult called the Withered Hand that is associated with him, and that she says you basically find more information at this large outpost that's up ahead that she's kind of heading towards.
Pit of the All Flesh.
The Pit
Same
of
place.
All Flesh outpost.
Okay.
Don't be concerned. It's really more of a dip than a pit, I guess. But
I'll say that.
but yeah, she says,
Oh, well, of course, Varja can accompany you all. Are very strong and wield some strange powers.
I like the cut of your jib.
Oh, please don't cut my jibs. Would you like a bat? They seem to like all of you, which is strange. They don't usually like Turku.
Grimtooth Rotbone would like a bat.
Okay. I would ask very kindly not to eat the bats, but of course, if that's what the lords want to do, Varja will not stop you.
That depends on how this bat is.
Oh, that's very nice, very nice. You've seen they're very very powerful. Yes.
and you see this other one like start to like kind of lift its head like,
Oh no, it's okay, sweetie, it's okay.
that one never attacked, and you see it is like the size of her. It is wrapped around her body. It has this
one of
giant
those
like
man.
tiger's face.
Ah, yes. Even the smaller shriek bats, their shrieks are very nasty. Yes. Be careful, and don't want to point them in the wrong direction. Yes, all right. Off we go then. It will take us maybe about 2 days to reach the outpost.
2 days?
Oh, little lords, underworld, very large. Yes.
Alaric will dispel the chains and check on this Darrow to see if there's anything of interest on him, since all the ghouls have disappeared.
Yeah. The Darrow has this really nasty, like, cloak made out of, like, flesh. And bare feet, no boots whatsoever, just like rags, has nothing actually on him, and looks like a very, like a clergy, almost like a priest outfit, but like fashioned out of just refuse. And Varja just practically spits on his body. He's like,
The Darrow are all crazy, nuisance, vile creatures. Let's go meet some more.
As we're
Yeah.
as we're walking, can I see if I can like handle one of the bats for the purpose of
yeah.
You
The
know.
bats are already, they seem to sense that you've got some druidic.
Yeah, you're like Underworld Disney princess.
Yeah. It's all just bats and insects and shit. Give me an animal handling check, but I'll give you advantage. See how the bats.
Snow White, the Seven Dwarves, and Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The exact same roll. 12.
Let's see what the bats think about that. Ooh, the bats are not quite sure.
You still have inspiration from before, or no?
They're not like angry with you,
oh.
but they're not necessarily at your beck and call.
I do have the bardic inspiration. I can
Oh.
roll that.
Sure,
Because
hold
that
out.
goes away, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
2,
no.
14.
Roll a freaking 19. It's nuts.
Jeez.
Eh.
Yeah. So they're still hanging around Varja mostly, but they're they're getting curious. They're more like flitting around you all and expanding their territory, I suppose. You all travel down these tunnels, and it's pretty rough going. She mentions the fact that closer you get to the Imperium, the nicer everything gets. So like their actual maybe paved, flooring and actual buttresses, like keeping up the caves from crashing down upon you and everything. But out here, it's still pretty rough. It's this rural country out in the Pillars of the Underworld. You all travel for a good part of the day, and our rules for traveling is you do not automatically get a long rest. Instead, you all can get a short rest while traveling. Do I need to put your tokens on this map so you can get a short rest? I forget how that works.
Yeah, I think we have to select.
Yeah.
I was able to just click short rest on the
Oh, were you?
screen and get back my bardic inspirations at least. I think your macro might be different. Oh, I think we see more stuff with our tokens on there than we were supposed to.
Oh well. It's a cool map. I was trying to keep it a little more fog of worry, but some of you have some insane.
Maybe this is what Varja is telling us.
Yeah, like where all the places are. I guess I need to change the grid cell distance. Maybe that would help. Not sure. But yeah, you guys can get a short rest while you're resting for the day. And yeah, she's just talking about the underworld, and she's mostly talking about bats, like bat-related stuff and bat accessories. All the best bat handling things. That seems to be her whole deal. She likes the city. She mentions the city's obviously in the other direction. The river, which you guys realize that big pool you had crashed into is actually a river that continues to go. And she says that river actually goes all the way down to the Kobold City. But she's like, don't ride the river. It's a killer.
Hey, Bahn. I noticed that you've been able to turn yourself invisible a couple times. Can you do that to someone else to where they can stay invisible and still do stuff? Like cast spells and stuff?
For a minute, yeah.
When we get to this pit, I have a crazy idea I might need some help with. If things go south, I've got us covered.
Okay. I'm willing to try it as long as I don't have to use it too many times. It's usually a emergency break glass in case of situation, but
Yeah, it's a crazy idea. Like I said, if things go south, we can do it. It might get me killed, but it'd be fun to try it at least once.
I'm down.
If that changes things a little bit for you guys.
That's better.
Lose all your yeah. I didn't mean to give you all the. Alright. You should still be able to see it from this thing. Alright, so after a short rest, you all continue your traversal towards this northeast tunnel coming out of the pillars. And again, she's just talking about she seems to be fairly well informed about what's going on, but doesn't necessarily know all the inner workings and factions of the Imperium itself. So she knows like basic underworld stuff, but she's not a dark ghoul. She's not plugged into that society. But towards about halfway through this next day of travel down these long, dark, winding tunnels, you see a group of humanoid figures marching ahead of you, kind of marching toward a different tunnel. So you're kind of coming to maybe like a T intersection kind of a thing where you're expecting to go one way and you see others coming from that way and going down another path. There's an imposing ghoul dressed in armor, what you would recognize as a Darakul, riding what appears to be a giant beetle. And attached to their steed is a length of chain. And attached to the chain are several shackled humanoids stumbling along behind them. And flanking this chain of folks is at least one, you can see a ghoul walking along with them.
How far away?
Let's see. At this point, you are all within 30 feet because these tunnels are pretty tight. And you guys have no light source because you've all got your magical dark vision. So you're just kind of trudging along. If you guys want to stealth, you'd have to let me know if you guys are, trying to do anything stealthy or something. But as I mentioned, they're not coming towards you. They're kind of coming at a side direction in front of you.
Is there any indication to his identity or like a license plate on the beetle or like?
As I mentioned, you recognize the figure seated on the beetle because you've seen them before. Looks like a full-fledged Darakul. Because he's wearing the full like armor and just appears to be very ghoulish, but still have an intelligence behind the eyes and weapons and everything. But you've never seen this creature it's riding upon.
Does it seem to be minding his commands pretty well, or does he seem to be fighting it at all?
No, he's not fighting at all. He's riding like a horse.
And this appears to be like what a slave column or something.
Are you asking Varja, or do you want to ask?
Just what it appears like. It sounds like just like what it appears like to us.
That's for you to infer.
Yeah.
Can we make an insight check on that?
Yes.
I mean, I think it is. It's either that or food.
Yeah.
You said the humans were bound, but the ghoul was not?
Yes. Yeah, Alaric, it looks very much like somebody, like a prisoner chain gang kind of a situation where all the humanoids are shackled with their arms kind of all in a row, and then they're all attached to this some kind of harness system. You can't quite see it from where you are, but attached to this beetle. And you can see at least... Go ahead.
Toward the pit of all flesh or away from the pit of all flesh?
So that's a good question. You are heading towards the pit, and Varja was directing you towards the pit. They seem to be coming away from it and then down into another tunnel.
Guys, can we stop this? Can we take this guy out?
Yeah. Let me try something and just back me up if it goes sideways.
I can speak Darakul.
Oh yeah, that's actually something that. Wait, do we have something with a book? Does the book give us any kind of language thing? I didn't read it that close.
Language thing. It's just an appearance.
Just an appearance.
Yeah.
So me talking in common is probably not good. Is that what we're saying?
You do know, again, you've got the experience because you guys have fought these before. You do know Darakul can speak common, but they do have their own language as well. The Imperium has its own language.
Bahn says, never mind, my plan's probably not going to work.
Roll a Either a nature or religion check, maybe. Any of you can do this.
I'm not that kind of
Too much
cleric.
Rotan.
Yeah.
I am not that kind of cleric.
Rye, an idea suddenly comes to you. Honestly, these are a lot of great checks. That you're not sure if newborn ghouls would necessarily know immediately how to speak Daracool. You think that there may be something there where maybe you can like pick it up really quickly or something, but you think it might not be unusual, especially for new Daracool. If you played it off like that,
Yeah.
that would be speaking common.
Kind of fake it till you make it.
Okay, well,
Fake it till
then
you make it.
I'll keep going with my original idea then. So I'll walk up to him and like I'll from the 30 feet away or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll stand in front of everybody else and I'll say, "Halt! Grimtooth Rotbone demands to speak with you."
You see the one ghoul snaps its head over and kind of cocks its head, and then you see the lead Daracool suddenly pause and stand over and cock his head and look at all of you much in the same kind of way. And he does the like Guardians trailer and says like, "Who?"
Yeah, and so he'll get closer to him. Like I'm moving up the 30 feet.
Yeah.
To be right next to him, and say, "Grimtooth Rotbone, we're heading to the pit of all flesh. Where are you heading?"
He frowns, says, "I'm not familiar with that name. We're taking this group up to Gnawbone. They were purchased by my lord. Better life, I say, than in the pit."
Sickly creatures here with you.
He shrugs. Slim pickings. You see, now you can get a better look, Bahn. You see there are 10 altogether. 8 appear to be human. 2 of them appear to be Darrow.
Okay. He'll keep trying to get his keep him talking for
Yep.
another minute or so.
Do the rest of you want to be doing anything while Bahn is chatting with the Daracool here?
Alaric will change his cloak to make it look more like his, because it gives you the appearance of a Daracool, but he's going to try to make himself look more like an officer, like some of the ones that we fought before.
Okay.
Kind of a little higher station.
He'll say,
Grimtooth Rotbone has decided that he wants 8 of those slaves.
and if you'll permit me to have been talking to him for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, wrong. Not Whisper of Mantles. It's Words of Terror. So you speak to a humanoid alone for at least a minute. You can attempt to seed paranoia in its mind. At the end of the conversation, do you consider this alone enough? If I was walking up to him,
I think I consider him a humanoid.
That's what I was.
that's fine. You said humanoids as we were approaching, and that's the only other part. Like if they're specifically undead compared to humanoids.
Well, the chain of prisoners is definitely humanoid. The Daracool. Are you trying to do this to the Daracool?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Daracool is not considered humanoid. He's considered
For the purposes of this. Okay, I'm still
it
trying.
says humanoid. Yeah.
I'm still trying this. Yeah, as Bahn, and if it fails, that's fine.
Well,
right?
you can roll a persuasion check with what you're talking about in terms of purchasing.
Yeah.
Are any? Sorry, the rest of you. What are you doing during this conversation, though? Alaric's changing his cloak out.
Is there a place to
I'm
hide?
shielding.
They're dark tunnels, so there's yes and no, I would say. There's there are like mounds and stalactites everywhere, so you could probably find little nooks and crannies to hide in, yeah.
Well, I was shielding her. Would it be possible to sort of... I just want to take cover. I just want to make sure no one notices where I am in the general direction of this conversation.
Sure. Yeah, I think because Bahn is especially distracting, you can roll a stealth check. 29 on the persuasion, by the way. Holy shit. He kind of looks at you, says, well, you know that they don't come cheap, of course. Lord's expecting delivery. I don't think I could let these go for less than... She's showing off these fucking stats. Snips just disappears like One Ring style. Just for less than 100 gold a head. Scrawny though they be, flesh is flesh.
Bond looks back to everybody else and like raises his eyebrows.
No.
I'm in. Telepathically, of course.
Yeah.
I can bring him right to the middle of us, off of his mount, and we can just take him out quickly.
I mean, I'm already hidden, so sure.
Okay. Can you show me like what I'm near? Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll put you forward a little bit, and then I guess Snips could be fine right there. It's pretty tight quarters in here. Like I said, you've got this this kind of intersection right here. You're just trying to head north, and also this giant train of folks was heading not towards you, but just down another tunnel.
I'll take a couple steps forward, I think.
You can see as you step forward, there's at least one more ghoul, like
Further back.
Yeah, and further back.
Yeah. And I'll walk up to this one and then be right next to him and kind of like look down at him and say, Rotbone is unsatisfied with these terms, and reach up with his rapier and try to stab him.
If we didn't know what the go word was, I guess this is it. All right, Bahn, let's get a attack with advantage. Now he's up on a beetle, but because you're talking to him, I'm gonna assume he's like leaned down just enough where you can still strike him with your rapier. But I like the moxie.
And hamstring him. Go for the leg.
Do I want to use an inspiration on a 15?
You might want to use inspiration on a 15. He is armored.
I think I'm going to.
He's got the full scale mail.
Oh no!
Oh, it's just such a good, and you're like, and then right when you bring it up, it just like deflects off his armor. That's gonna be some initiative.
His eyes get big.
Yep. And then Snips, you have to remind me you are stealth, so you'll have any advantage on anything you want to do coming out.
Yeah.
Varja is practically screaming like,
Little lords are attacking. Lords.
At this point, she's probably starting to figure out something. In fact, I'm going to let her make another investigation check here. Yeah, at this point, she sees through y'all's disguises.
I was gonna say I would turn around and tell her like, all will be explained. Go, step back, hide, and I would
Release the bats.
I've never heard that before in a D&D game. Release the bats.
Release the bats. Yeah. I will... I'll have her step back, but I will release the bats, as I'll let them roll their separate initiative. She's pretty shocked by the ordeal. Alright, descending. The ghoul is actually the first one to react. Or one of the ghouls, not the ghoul, a ghoul. So it will run up here. And at this point, he's still like, he's shocked by your pertinence, but he's not like, why would a Derghoul attack another Derghoul? Okay, and she even, Varja mentioned the fact that there is some infighting amongst the ghouls, but he is still surprised by this, and the ghouls just see this attack and immediately come up and, without being commanded, move to attack you, Bahn.
Misses.
But a 12 is not going to hit. Bats will fly their way over, but I don't think they're quite going to reach anything. And we get to Io.
Can they dash, or is that their dash?
Let's see. They could dash. Yeah, they could dash. They flitter. I could put them here, but they're flying, so they're technically not taking up a space. So I'll kind of like tuck there. Maybe I'll go there. There we go. That works. Yep. All right, Io.
Okay. Okay. Oh, why not? This is gonna be. We'll have some fun. Okay. So, Alaric is standing right next to Io. You're gonna see. I'm gonna reach over into my pouch, and I'm gonna take out this very narrow, long wooden box. I'm gonna slide the lid. I'm gonna pop what looks like a little stone out, and you're gonna see me press it into the center of my breastplate. And as I do, you're gonna see me transform in a way that I have never done before. And what you would normally see is me going down on all fours, turning into an elk or a bear. You now see me getting larger and larger and larger and turning into what looks to be something with stone skin. And I'm going to turn into my earth elemental form.
Nice.
And as I do,
I know you're a druid. Yeah.
as I
my
do,
sister.
I'm actually going to sink down into the earth, and I'm going to earth swim, and I'm going to come up underneath and attack the beetle.
Wow. Earth swim.
I'm not going to change my token until we switch away, because I know that's been an issue in the past. So yeah, I'm going to earth glide. It's called earth glide. I said it wrong, but I'm going to come up and I'm going to try to attack the beetle in hopes of unseating the Darkwool. So I get 2 slam attacks.
I'll give you advantage on the first one, since you're like coming up with a super uppercut from the earth.
Okay.
Yes!
I regret
20.
this.
All right. So
critical
normal
hit.
damage is
With the earth
2d8 plus 5. So let's see.
Lordy,
Nice.
25.
Stuff.
Wow. To the beetles, just shocking it right in the jaws.
And then I'll take my second attack. I'm assuming it's still good to go.
Oh, it is still up. Yeah, I also need a massive damage from you as well.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
20 will also hit.
Target can't take reactions. And then that's another 13 bludgeoning for the second hit.
Goodness sakes.
Is the rider thrown?
That is a 1-2 hit. Where do you actually end up physically?
I have a 10-foot. I have a 10-foot reach, so I would actually end up. I think. Why can't I move my token? Oh. Okay, roll 20 is being very slow for me.
Oh, yeah, it's like, here we go.
Yeah, I actually. I actually come up like right next to Bahn. I explode up next to Bahn. Because my goal was I wanted to come up underneath him and try to unseat him.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you would rule me being in the same space as the beetle. That's kind of what I was hoping. Was to
yeah.
come up
Can
on
you share Earth Glide or whatever? Like,
Yep.
Does
the
it actually
wording
have an
for it?
ability? Yeah. Or is it just like you have a burrow speed?
Yeah, that's literally all it is, but let me post it if I can. Burrow through.
Doesn't show the material it moves through. Since you're not actually creating like a hole or anything, and you're just attacking, then I could give the. I'll just give him a deck save, since the beetle is getting punched around.
And a crit.
That's true. He did get crit. So I'll make it a DC 15 deck save.
Oh.
All right, clenches those mighty thighs and hangs on. So many nat 20s getting rolled around.
So do you want me to leave my token right there then, instead of being in the same space as the beetle?
Yeah, because
Yeah, okay.
roll 20 and 5e will break apart if we try to occupy the same space.
I know. I would say that's my turn.
Okay. The Darkwool is pretty upset about this. Says, trying to steal my lord's slaves.
They're mine now.
Punishable by death, Mr. Rotbone. If that is your real name.
So even though Io just punched the beetle and he's upset about that, his mighty thighs kept him up, and he will instead turn his rage upon Bahn. With one hand on the reins, he will slash at you with a... his weapon is worse than his claws. It doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, so he's gonna... Oh, I guess he does one of each. Okay, so he's gonna attack with a claw.
Misses.
Misses. And then he will try to reach in awkwardly for a bite attack. It's all melee, it's all 5 feet, so...
Through the reins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
couldn't make it through the reins.
miss terribly.
Couldn't have been down that low.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
Back here. It is your turn.
I'm trying to rapier again. 15. Dang it. Stuck
Still
with
not
15.
gonna work. You gotta get better than 15.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my. Whoa, that's double chances. No, it can't take Wait, nope. That's the.
The beetle can't take reactions.
I'm screwed. I have a bonus action.
Supposed to be right.
That is what? Nothing. Action. Bonus action. Sneer. I'm gonna sneer at him.
I'm gonna sneer at him.
I curl my lip in disgust at the Darkwool, and he has to make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma save. Oh no!
Doesn't make it.
He's so disgusted by you.
So sneer does 8 plus 5 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Wow.
So 13, right?
Pretty good for a bonus action. Yeah.
13 points of psychic damage.
Yep. Ah. I don't know what a sneer damage looks like.
Terrible.
I'm going to refund one of my level 1 spell slots because it looks like it tried to cast it twice there.
Okay. Alaric.
Alaric steps aside and goes, "Come face your judgment." Let's make a DC 18 wisdom save.
Okay. The Darkwool, I assume.
Yes. He is now next to me,
4.
between me and Snips.
Pulls
Or,
him
I'm gonna-
towards you. The
I'm gonna
inexorable
put him
sun.
right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put him right there. Yep. So that was
He's-
my bonus action.
He still has his like thighs like clenched, and all of a sudden they just like snap together.
So, well, try to hit him with the pointy end. It doesn't work.
Yeah, this guy is so far deflecting rapiers left and right.
But he now is beetleless.
It's not great. The ghouls start loping ahead. It's like, kill them!
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
15,
excuse me,
yeah. Fortunately, it is going to take a while. 15, 20, 25. He's going to dash and only make it to here. Snips.
Ooh, decisions.
I brought you a present.
I know. All right, fine.
It's a stinky
I
one.
will. I'll hit him with my rapier, and that is at advantage. 26 to hit,
He's not deflecting that rapier, yeah.
and that's 22 points of damage.
Ouch.
And then I am. Is Bahn still engaged with one of the targets up there?
He is surrounded by everything
Yeah,
up there.
I'm back into old Bahn. I was trying to stay back, but then I couldn't do it.
So, but you're not engaged with them though in combat. Is what I'm saying.
They are all within melee range of Bahn.
And they're all hostile. So
They're all
I
hostile,
would
yeah.
argue
Except for
yes.
the chain of prisoners, they seem to be just...
Oh, so they are. Okay, so
Yeah.
in that case, I am going to. How bad is our friend over here?
I would say heavily wounded, but maybe not critically so at this point.
All right, I'm going to action surge and hit him with
Yeah.
another rapier.
Awesome. Nice.
That is a. He's within. He's with the sorry, he's engaged with Alaric, so that would be advantage. 28.
Was a
Yeah.
hit.
Okay. That is 23 points of damage.
I think you only get sneak attack once around. Is that
Oh.
correct?
Okay.
Once in his attack action. If he did a reaction, he'd get it again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
right. It's
didn't
once
know
per
if
turn,
I
not once
could-
per round, yeah.
Got it. So 8.
Still good.
Yeah, Dark Wolf's looking pretty messed up. Surrounded by enemies. Didn't even know you were
And,
there, too. Teleported in front of Alaric and then just stabbed in the back by Snips.
You should have
I'll
taken,
use,
you should have taken
bonus attack.
Grimtooth's offer.
I use a bonus action to just disengage and move right here. That's my turn.
Aye.
Alright. I'm gonna stay where I'm at to kind of still shield her behind me. And I'm going to firebolt this person.
19 will hit for 12 fire damage. Jeez. It's looking pretty scorched and actually does give off a scream at that point.
Yes. And that's it.
The beetle turns, and you can see this. The Darakul just barks a few commands, which Alaric only you can understand, which says to the effect of like destroy my enemies or lay waste or attack or something like that. And you see it turn its head over and kind of give off a scream, and then kind of almost makes like this vomiting motion, and then it just projectile fires a stream of acid
No, not acid. I was hoping it was poison.
I'm never gonna hit you with poison ever since I gave you that ring. Never hit you with poison. No, what's funny is you would be poisoned constantly, except you've got that book that's protecting you from all that stench stuff. Projectile vomits a line of acid, striking or trying to strike at Bahn, Io Earth, and Snips. So it'll be like a direction this way.
Dex saves or does it?
Yes, I need the three of you. Oops, I did the wrong thing. To give me dexterity saving throws. I should have done brackets instead, I think.
I am so not dexterous in this form.
Just
Oof.
Missed it by this much.
Let's try this again. There we go.
32?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Holy
It's
cow.
like 2 bonds.
That's like 2 bonds. The goggles, they do nothing.
The goggles.
Io and Bahn are taking 32 acid damage. Snips, you get to take only 16 acid damage.
Doesn't he have evasion?
Is there
Oh,
very-
you do probably have evasion, yeah.
Will take nothing.
Rogues love the dex. Dance out of the way, but you see the 2 others just get full on acided. All right, let's see if we can finish Bahn off with some cool action. And the claws.
Empire of the Ghouls game without it. Misses.
16.
Misses 17's AC.
Oh, nice. The bats will attempt to attack the ghoul. Oh, 11 actually does not hit a ghoul. Sorry, bats. All right, Io Earth. The beetle is quite wounded, and you did punch it in the face several times, so it is interested in killing you.
Okay, I am equally interested in killing it. So we are going to take my 2 big stone fists and
Just
slam
kaiju
into
battle
that
right now.
thing.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
All right. 17?
Yes, you think it's got a pretty thick carapace, but you are pounding through it.
16 bludgeoning.
God damn. It's still up. It's still up. We just got a
And then
huge.
21.
Nice.
Golly.
17 bludgeoning.
Jeez. It is still up after all this attacks.
Oh,
It's taken
no.
4 hits from you, but it looks very heavily wounded now. It's starting to sag.
Could I have, I don't know, this is brand new to me with these earth elementals, but with this earth glide, is it possible, like, can I displace Bahn away from the ghoul? If I, like, go down and kind of, like, come up in his place to punch the beetle? Would that push him, like, back away from the ghoul?
The way your glide works is it's magical because you don't. It says you specifically don't disturb the earth when you move, so it's almost like you're like phasing through it. So
I'm becoming that and then just popping up. Yeah, okay.
But we
Trying
do
to save
have.
his life.
Well, I think we have a we have a rule you can use like a bonus action to drag people away or something and take their place. Is that a thing?
Oh,
That sound familiar? Let's
okay.
see.
Yeah, if I can do that with a bonus action, then heck yeah. I will swap places with him.
Let's see if I can find it real quick. So that's come up.
Pick one of my 4 squares for Bahn to go into.
Yeah. Exchanging place with ally. By using a bonus action, you can pull a willing ally within 5 feet out of the way and take their place without triggering any attacks of opportunity. That is in our house rules.
Okay.
'Cause-
Would Bahn be willing to do that?
Yeah.
You want to be collar yanked by
Well-
an earth elemental? It just
Yeah, yeah,
the fist just goes over your head and just plucks you.
Yeah, I don't think he has a choice at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you claw machined her earlier, so it's only fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do that and awkwardly kind of, I guess I'll let
Yeah.
you shove
I'll try
this
to get him out of harm's way.
kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, see, Darakul is not liking his situation at all, and he will shout to you, Bahn, and you can tell Alaric, especially in Rye, you guys are near him. He's bleeding badly, and he's got weapons on him, and he looks like he's about to like pick up his shield and his pick, and he shouts to you, Bahn. He says, "Bone, maybe we can make a deal. You're not looking so good yourself."
I'm listening.
I call off the beetle and my ghouls. You will do the same. Your monstrous creatures. Clearly I misjudged your strength.
All 8. I picked them.
And what do I get in exchange? I come back empty-handed.
Your
Might as well die.
miserable existence. You can go the other direction.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm okay if this fails.
Yeah.
It's a 13 bonus though, so 27.
27. We'll see how well he counters. It's not too bad, but clearly doesn't have your... He looks like he's trying to argue with you, but then he sees like Alaric's murderous gleam in his eyes. Says, "Fine, fine. Let me live."
He'll say, Varja, does he live or die?
What? Oh, what? No,
Does he live or die?
It looks pretty bad to me. I'm not part of the Kobold Tribunal. I usually make these decisions. I'm just mostly here for the bats, you know. They do. You're not.
You're
You're not Darkcool, are you?
Hell, enough. Grimtooth Rotbone has decided. He is nothing if not a benevolent ruler.
I don't think you're really Grimtooth Rotbone.
And says, remember the name, and that he has let you live.
The Darkwool seems to nod very gravely. And seems to accept the terms of release for the prisoners. It's like, very well. We'll release these slaves under your care.
Bahn, have him kneel.
So what?
Have him kneel.
Have him kneel?
Yes.
Do I still have... I think I changed power word kneel. I don't have it
Part of
anymore.
his he needs to kneel and drop his weapons.
Yeah. He will say, I think he'll just say kneel. Yeah, he'll say, all right, get down while the ghouls release the things. I'll point them out. That one, that one, that one, not that one.
He starts to take umbrage at that. He says, "There's no need for disrespect here amongst professionals conducting."
And Darkcool will say, "You called me a beast, and I look like a Darkcool officer."
Called you a what?
You said his beasts.
I think you meant me.
Yeah, probably was referring to the giant earth elemental and the flying bats. There are plenty of beasts around, to be fair. Yeah, the rest of you look like Darkcool. He's like, "This is now a business deal. I will honor my..." Which you can roll insight on that for him.
I will honor these terms.
Bahn will say to Alaric,
1 for 8.
and in his head, he'll say,
This isn't optimal, but we're getting 8 humanoids out.
We can get them out within dead too.
You make your own choices, man.
18 insight. Is he going to keep the deal?
With an 18 insight, you stare him very hard up and down, Alaric, and you feel that simmering hatred against the dead. But even you have to admit, when he straightens up and he's bloodied countenance, he looks like he actually is true to his word. He looks like, even though he was angry at being attacked in the middle of this conversation with Bahn and all of you started attacking, once things calmed down, he immediately turned into business mode. And you get the feeling that this is like, oh, this may be not even an uncommon occurrence where he has to deal with other factions like trying to get at his prize. So you get the feeling he's actually maybe not even taking this personally. He's just like, oh yeah, you guys were stronger, so of course you tried to get them. For now, I'm going to take you all out of initiative, because it seems like we've got a accord, and he will...
Alaric maintains composure.
Oh, lift
Alaric,
up the dice.
yeah.
I like that. I've done that a couple times. Yeah, you're like, I'm not sure. With a nat 20, yeah. You feel everything tamped down. Varja whistles, and the bats come flying back, and he nods. He looks up and down at Io, Earth Elemental, and just kind of... He has the equivalent of like, damn. he looks to you, Bahn, and says, willing to sell one of those?
You
No.
immediately hear in your head, don't even think about it.
Bahn starts stroking his chin and says,
Name your price.
That could be fun. Just let her go off with him and just beat the crap out of him around the corner.
Remind me of your lord's name.
oh, it's okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to put you in that position. I thought I was just there.
John Thomas.
Random name
That it might be
generator.
important. You
Uh,
know it.
I mean, there are a list of cool ghoul names in here, but the cool thing is being like Nicophorus the Pale, like he's like the straight up highest order. Yeah, I don't have it on me, but there's a.
Yeah. No worries. He'll just say,
We can keep it between us. But don't forget Grimtooth Rotbone let you live.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. I've got it. Oh, I can pick my favorite one. Wilmer Corpsefinger of Fleshbrook. That's good shit. Wilmer Corpsefinger of the Fleshbrook Corpsefingers.
that's so funny.
Now be gone from my sight.
But yeah, he gets atop his poor wounded beetle and kind of pats it, and it kind of like shakes its head, and he has the ghouls go around and like cut all the chains, and you see them all like look. I mean, they're not too pleased, because to them they're just being traded from one Daracool to another, and you just
Right.
fought like blood for these. So they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So they're not like ragged cheers or anything, because they look at you going, oh geez. And he continues on. And he's just taking the Darrow. You said you got the humans.
Right. Yeah, that's all
Okay.
I wanted to do. If that's
Yeah,
okay.
those Darrow do look like fidgety, and like they're like jerking around, and one of them like tries to choke, with the chains as the other guys go by. And he calls the ghouls over. Bahn, I gotta give you some inspiration if you don't already, and I forgot if you used yours or not.
I did use it. Yeah.
able to diffuse the situation. All right, now you've got 8 human slaves.
A new problem.
What happens in the world stays in the underworld. Varja at this point is like,
All right. Varja is not smartest kobold. Varja mostly knows bats, but Varja also knows ghouls and Darkwool, and you are not that. You have many powers and gifts, and Varja can smell the sun on you, and you wield sun powers. Darkwool do not do that. I hate the sun. That one,
she points at Alaric.
that one might be Darkwool, but the rest of you, no.
No, I hail from Zobek, in the above world. We have disguised ourselves, but we are still looking for the
Narrowsane.
Narasane. The Lord King? The first Lord King? The last king.
You have come such a long way.
We have.
Such a strange task.
It is. Do you know a way to get these people to the top side?
Oh. There are a few places. The safest one would be Lilifor. But that's the opposite direction we've been traveling from.
Bahn nods. He goes, we could, and he goes to the rest of like our party, like we could bring them with us as just more cover for our positions. But we're moving the slaves. And we could try to negotiate that if they just hang with us and don't die later, that maybe we'll release them the first opportunity.
And if we release them now, they die here.
Right.
They have to come with us.
Yeah, I didn't really think this all the way through, other than we were saving them. But really, even if we had killed them, we'd still have the same problem. So,
Yeah, she says there are some areas that do reach to the surface, but they're very heavily controlled by the Imperium. The safest and one of the few would be Lilifor, although there's at least one ghoul outpost that goes there, and like I said, it's in the literally the opposite direction of where you guys are traveling from. You guys do know that this caravan of people was coming from the Pit of All Flesh outpost, at least from that direction. But Varge is like,
They're probably not going to recognize any individual human slave. They all look the same to us.
Right. Yeah, like that's not going to be a concern of
yeah.
them going back there necessarily.
Can we
Okay.
talk to some of the humans and get some information about this pit from them having been there in residence, so to speak?
Rye, Snips, you guys have been quiet. What's your opinion, Rye?
Glad we freed the humans, but like now we got more mouths to feed.
This is true. I mean,
There's no pneumatic tubes we can just set them up in.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm fine going either way.
I do agree to query them to find out what they know from where they were coming from.
Well, we could all split up and talk to one of them individually and maybe come together at the end of the conversations and figure out what we got out of those conversations from them.
If their story tracks.
Is this a safe place to even talk to them? Should we
No, this is not probably. Yeah, we should probably not be at a
probably
crossroads.
move them and then
Yeah. And you're still like, they're cool, so they're still terrified of the situation. They also roll all of you that are want to try to converse with these slaves or prisoners can give me either insight or medicine check.
You're going to
I
give me a
can barely
just
talk
roll it.
weather
I'm
about
going
it.
to roll it.
Yeah, Alaric's like, no religion, finally. Alaric and Snips. So Snips, your insight, you tell these there's something wrong with them. They're not acting normal. They're not. They seem to be not able to hold a conversation. They just kind of stare ahead a little bit. You notice it was very strange when they were all unshackled and just kind of went to you. Like, yeah, they appeared scared, but they weren't like trying to run away or anything. And Alaric, with your medicine check, you instantly can tell that they've been drugged.
So I'll tell the party. I say that there's something's wrong. Something's off about these guys. They're not themselves.
Yeah, they're under the influence of some sort of drug. They're poisoned of some sort.
Yes.
Made to be compliant, I would imagine.
Marja does know this, but it's dead mind powder. Yes, they can gather the materials here in the Underworld and create a very popular substance to use on their shuttle. Keeps their humanoid prisoners and slaves all docile and calm, I suppose.
What happens when the effects wear off?
It lasts for a while, I believe. At least a day or two. Once they wore off, they'll slowly come to their senses, I suppose.
Oh, sounds like we have an easy walk ahead of us.
Yeah.
How long do you get to stay in your elemental form?
Oh, I can now stay in that form for. Let me double check. 5 hours.
5 hours. Cool. And you can just earth glide the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
basically? Like just be like under our feet and stuff.
Yep.
That's cool.
That is cool. It's the opposite of having an eye in the sky. You've got a
Yeah. A rock on the
hound in
ground.
the ground. I was trying to come up with a rhyme. It didn't quite work as well.
So I can communicate with everyone in the group telepathically. I just can't talk to any like NPCs or people that we meet.
Yeah.
So
Unless they speak primordial, is it?
no, it's
Or Terran, which is
Terran.
like a dialect of primordial or something. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I just see like these two eyes periodically popping up, looking around. It's like a
Flounder.
little periscope.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say that we'll just are they completely unshackled?
They're shackled. They were just detached from the chain, so they're still now individually shackled, but unless you requested give the chain to you all. It seemed like it was kind of attached to the beetle, so
Yeah.
they just gave a bunch of individually shackled
say
prisoners.
Right. To keep the imagery up, let's use your rope and tie them all together. We'll bring them along with us, and when they come to, maybe we'll do some more explaining. Tell them
This
to be
is
cool.
how the party obtained human slaves.
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
I like Fonzie.
Hey, what did you guys do last session? Oh, nothing.
Just purchased.
Look some slaves.
We got some friends. We found some
we
friends.
purchased some friends.
Friends. I like that. Friends.
They were very docile.
Actually, we didn't purchase.
They liked us. They were.
You didn't purchase them, yeah.
stole
You
them.
bullied
We stole
somebody.
them.
You
Traded
kinda
for them.
traded.
We convinced them.
Liberated them.
Yeah, kind of.
I do.
Kind of. Back
Uh,
into a rope.
you all can get another short rest at the end of the day, as you just very like they literally just docile, and they open their mouths to like take food and everything, but they still seem to be a little afraid in general, but they're otherwise calm. Yeah, you guys have to be foraging for like all kinds of, which Varja helps you like point out like mushrooms and things you can use.
Thankfully, they don't eat much. Probably why they're so skinny.
She actually sends her bats out to hunt, and that seems to be pretty effective, although they mostly have to eat insects, grubs.
6 is +6. And I'm going to do it again.
So we would assume that we traveled enough for my form to drop, right? Is that?
Yeah, we're going through at night.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. We're this
Yep,
is
okay.
yeah. I didn't have any
Okay.
more encounters for that day, so you're on the second night, and you're just short resting for the
Oh, shit.
evening thing. On the next day, you guys can keep short rest if you need to. Varja tells you that the Pit of All Flesh, you should be able to get there within an hour or two, but she directs you towards a side tunnel and says,
This way to the Bat Cave.
and after about an hour of rough squeezing and climbing, the tunnel opens into a larger chamber that stretches high above, filled with bats. And there's this constant screeching is almost deafening.
She says, now shriek bats grow very large and become very territorial.
She's kind of forced to almost shout because of the sounds.
We need to be careful. Oh, follow my lead.
And she strides forward slowly, and suddenly the bat draped on her back kind of lifts its head and cocks it to the side and lets out a single cry. And even that cry kind of like startles you for a second. It's very loud and piercing. And Varja freezes in her place. And then the biggest bat you've ever seen, the size of a dragon, flies past at lightning speed. Just you feel the air just coming and slamming. And the bat on her back, again, it's like starting to flap its wings now, and it lets out another louder shriek. And it startles you all and unfurls its wings fully, which again gives her the impression of literally being some kind of bat creature, and then lifts off into the air and flies up. And you hear Varja whisper,
So long, Delilah. You are a fine companion.
Oh, he came to get it.
and she walks back to you and says,
Well, I'm not leaving here empty-handed. You saw how dangerous it is to get out here.
and she points up to a large nest high up on the a ledge built into the side of the cave.
So, need to grab one of the newborns. The scrawnier the better. Mama should be okay with it. Now, I'm getting a little older these days, so you all have been so resourceful. Perhaps I could get one of you, good climbers or something.
She holds out a cage.
Yes? Need a new shriek bat?
Alaric looks at Bahn and Rye. I've seen you guys try to climb. No. Just no.
All right, I'll do it.
Yes, that's the spirit. Wonderful.
She hands you a like what looks like a
Well,
bird
of course,
cage.
it's the cat that climbs.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything, but I thought it was going to be you. It's like just, head on a swivel. Quiet, quick.
Sure.
Should be perfectly fine. You'll do
Sure.
great.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
How's your animal handling?
Okay.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Cast guidance. Cast guidance.
And
Animal handling, you said?
If you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Not acrobatics.
No, sorry. She's just saying it. She was making like almost a joke. Like, just make sure you can. If the situation arises, you may need animal handling. But yeah, you think to climb, you're going to need either athletics or acrobatics to climb up about 30 feet to this nest. Io has cast guidance, and Bahn, are you giving out bardic inspiration?
Yeah, Bond says,
There's potential buried deep down inside you, Snips. It's deep, but it's there.
All right. So acrobatics check, right?
Sure.
All right, let's do this.
17's pretty good.
17.
All right.
Yep.
You start climbing your way up very carefully. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
"The Tabaxi have they're catfolk in this, isn't it? Do they have
Yeah.
Legally distinct
climbing
catfolk.
speeds?
They
Oh, good question.
doesn't say that it has. I would think that I do.
Cat's Grace, right? Isn't that what it's called? Or
Well,
something?
I don't know if there's a difference between catfolk and Tabaxi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see it here, so I'm gonna say
there
no.
might be more
Oh, maybe
land
just pending.
cats.
Sorry, what was the check you wanted? Stealth check?
Yes, and yeah, it doesn't look like you actually do have a climb speed.
21.
Nice. All right, you are very stealthy and very efficiently climbing up onto the ledge, and when you reach the nest that she pointed out, you do see several small, like little baby hatchling bats, and it looks like one of those would fit in your cage, and they appear to be still sleeping, which due to your stealth check, you have not disturbed them.
Okay.
You want to give me Go ahead.
I'm just gonna grab one, only one. Get the fuck out of there.
Give me a either sleight of hand or animal handling check as you swipe a baby bat.
I'd like to think
I'll do.
Snips is like
I'll do sleight of hand. I'll do sleight of hand. That
Nice.
is a 16, but I do have the guidance is a D4. I'll add that. That's a 3, so that's 19. And is that good enough, or should I add my bardic inspiration?
Let's find out. Ooh, you might want to add some bardic there.
the D10.
8.
Nice.
So 27.
All right, you feel like a second where you might have like disturbed the bat to where it would shriek out, and then you remember Bahn's words, and that calms your
I'm like,
nerves.
nope, I gotta go.
Yep. And you gently tuck this sleeping bat into the cage, and give me another, I guess we'll call it acrobatics check to make your way down without falling on your ass. All right, practically like just parkouring down, and you hit the
Like a
ground.
cat.
Yeah, exactly. Just fall. Thunk. All of it. And she practically claps, but then remembers where you are. She's like,
Yes, excellent. I knew you'd be perfect. Oh, that's
that's right.
a great one, too.
Perfect. That's good.
I will give you the honor of naming this bat, which will be a long-time companion and great asset in Delafor.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and say, I did my job. You guys can name this little thing.
Boss,
Bruce?
baby.
Bruce?
Bruce works. I like Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
Bruce the bat.
Or Adam.
Yeah.
Adam W.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that at first.
I just like the name Bruce.
Alfred.
With the silent Q.
Yep. She agrees, says,
Little Bruce.
and then she's like,
I've been holding on to this special. I wasn't, I'll be honest, going to give it to Darakul, but since I know you all are not that, and you've been so kind and wonderful to me, I want you to have, this is the most holiest of bat droppings.
And you, yeah, she hands you a jar full of bat droppings. However, they do appear to be magical. The holy verdant bat droppings.
That gives a new meaning to holy crap.
Holy crap! Yeah, it's a particular green bat guano that cures various afflictions. Yeah, I love that it says it can be swallowed or applied to the skin. Just in case you wanted to eat it, you could. The creature that, as an action, so 1 dose.
Hit points.
Yes, the creature can receive one of the following benefits. Cured of paralyze or petrification, reduce exhaustion by 1, or regain 50 hit points. Snips, I will allow you to be the one to roll 1d4 plus 1 to determine how many doses this comes with.
All right.
Leave it up to the dice.
So I'm really bad at typing this in. It's /R.
/R space 1d4 plus 1. Yep. Oh, max dosage! The crowd goes wild. 5 doses of bat droppings. That is a heavy jug full of bat droppings.
There's so much shit in that jar.
And then she, well, I guess we can talk about it next time. She was basically, her quest is complete, and she was gonna bid you all good luck in your mission. If we need to ask her any final questions, we can. She's just said, pointed that way. It's like another hour or 2 to get to the Pit of All Flesh outpost. And she's, yeah, giving you her holy crap. Now uses her fireballs.
I think that was worth 5 gold.
Yeah. All right. That is going to do it for this episode of Empire of the Ghouls. Thank you to Amit, Brandon, Christopher, Dory, and Stan for playing. And thank you, of course, to all the patrons for helping make these sessions happen. Shout out to Platinum patrons Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, Brennan, Genocider, Eclectic, Roleplayer, Christopher, Corey, Big Nut, John F., John L., Eric, Tyler, Nathan, Kent, Crystal, Counselor, Andrew, Del, the Reldrin, Captain Woody 79, Stephanie, Andy, Patrick, Jason, Ismail, Amit, Lumpy, Spudge, Sharny, David, William, Amnesiac. And gold patrons, RPG, Papergrams, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, The Lizard Lounge, Sam, Jerome, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, Scott, Rufus, Carolyn, Jerry, Glennon, Marcus, and Mark. Thank you all very much for your support. See you next time.
Thanks for the game.
Bye, everybody.
A lot of fun.
Bye all.
When the DM gives you 5 doses of 50-point healing, you know it's going to get real.
Yeah, I'm about to get all messed up now.
That beetle
I'll
did
be right
how
back.
much damage?
I'll be right back.
Yep.
But Bahn, if you go down and we have to give you the hit points,
I'll
don't
keep
think we're
bet.
just I don't think we're going to apply it to your skin.
Eat it! Take it!
We could apply it to the
Look his
skin.
nose, look his
What?
nose.
What's the fun in that?
It will be swallowed.